You are now listening to the Sunday Morning Breakfast Radio Show.
Good morning, good morning. It's a Sunday morning. Yo, you okay?
I don't think she is.
Yo, are you all right? All right, so this is, all right, let's start this over again.
Yo, how red she is.
I know. Good morning, good morning. It's the Sunday Morning Breakfast Radio Show coming to you live from Facebook Live and YouTube. Number to call in 516-900-2278.
Yo, her mother's on a thread.
I know,
right? Good morning.
Are you okay?
Not knowing she just lost her child.
I know.
You good?
We are the Weekend Review Show. We do this every Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube. The usual suspects are in studio. Well, one of us was in studio and now is fading away like
a life.
like Thanos.
I know, right?
That was a
First off, let's start off with Crystal because like she almost damn near lost her life. Are you okay?
Yeah, you did that to me.
I did that.
Yeah,
okay, of course I did
yeah,
that.
You
Okay.
did. You said something and it just
What did I say?
I can't remember. The coffee just went down the wrong way.
Like, so are you okay though? You're
I
you're
think I'm
good.
fine now.
You're extremely red right now.
But
though.
shout out to you in that save.
Yo, well,
I was like, hit her back.
Beto said, hit her back, do something. He like, oh.
Yo. Jesus.
After choking for like 20 seconds.
well, yeah. When I'm trying to start the show and
Yo,
then
Voice doing the narration. I think she's dying.
goodbye. She's she's dead. And she's dead. Goodbye. Oh man. All right, you're good though. You're here with us. All right, thank God. My God.
You sound really worried.
I was worried. I know. Listen, he did have to call me out like, "Yo, Breeze, you should do something to help her out."
Good luck
right
with me
now.
having to explain that to Anna Ford. How's everything?
I just left my child and now she's dead.
She's gone. Sorry.
Yes.
I'm Preach here with.
Yes, as I see the, what are you guys doing to my daughter? Nothing.
Nothing. We didn't do
Nothing,
anything.
Mom.
We didn't do anything.
Nothing at all.
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
She just, I think it went down the wrong hole and wrong pipe. And it's not a port. Oh, yo,
Yeah,
hey, yo.
definitely.
Wow. Hey, yo. Okay. Anyway, listen. We have Vino in studio. Vino, how you doing today, sir?
I'm alive and well. Everyone good?
Yes. How was the restaurant? You went to an Italian restaurant yesterday.
Yes.
How would that go?
Damn, what's the name of it?
Oh,
Vipiano's.
Vipiano's, okay.
We went to go see Deadpool first.
Okay.
Oh, how was
Quick
it?
review, please.
Hilarious.
Okay.
Good.
I
Cool.
can't say more than that. It's just
Okay, cool.
hilarious.
All right. Okay. And then you went to a. Now you explained this to me as this is an Italian restaurant, but a lot of black people in it. Because the first thing I said to you was,
thought it'd be Mario Perillo
Yeah.
and shit. Nah,
I said, did they call you Mulian when you walked in?
I haven't heard that name in years.
I try to bring it back. Remember? Come to Italy. Remember that? Yeah, yes. Well, I'm a historian's dream. But anyway, so it's a place where they make pasta and pizza, but you go up to them and the chef is right in front of you. He makes it right in front of you.
All right.
They put all kinds of wild shit in it, whatever you want. It's dope though. It's real nice.
Really dope.
But yeah, it was a bunch of black chefs.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
it wasn't
cool.
like, because you like your Italian food authentic. You like
course,
the,
of
Black
course.
Italian?
yeah, well,
They don't like to admit that they're black, but yeah, they do
you
exist.
know who's a black Italian? Shit messed my head up.
Who's that?
Kid Capri.
Oh, really? Well, yeah.
I thought he was just
Yeah.
bright. I didn't know he was Italian.
You thought he was just
I
bright?
thought he was just bright.
I thought you told me that.
Well, I mean, I may have told you after I just recently found out.
Yeah.
It messed you up so bad you had to call a voice and let him know.
Drop the phone slowly.
Yo, guess what?
I'm busy at T-Mobile. What do you want? Bro, Kid
Probably
Capri
was
is
that.
half Guido. What?
Probably that late phone call.
Oh, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
that was a missed phone call. That probably was what it was.
Yes.
Sorry about
Of course, it
that.
has to be a late night something.
I didn't
Yeah,
call you no
right.
late night. You may have found me late night. I call no man after 10 o'clock. Please.
Oh,
See, I don't want to know what you do
We'll talk
after
offline.
9:59 at night.
Weirdos.
And speaking of voice, how was your week, voice? It was Haitian Flag
Yes,
Week.
yes.
What day was that?
That was on the 18th.
Okay, man. Yeah, I saw you repping.
You brought that sweater back out again.
Oh, I ordered another one.
Wait. So what's? Oh, that's
You ordered it. You paid for it?
I actually paid for it. 1804
price?
jacket.
wow.
Price?
Well, I don't know about that. I got something though.
If you ordered it directly from Haiti, it was probably like $10.
No, there wasn't.
Probably less than that, to be honest with you.
No.
But
Shout outs to
10 after
Caribbean
the shipping
Apparel
and
for real.
handling.
Shout outs to Caribbean Apparel. They came through with the jackets legit.
oh yeah.
Yeah, they have some Liberia ones too. I think I'm gonna get you one.
They have
I'm
Barbados?
actually gonna pay for it. I'm actually gonna pay for it.
What is it, my birthday? I mean, really?
I mean,
I mean,
it's coming soon though.
up.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Wow.
They have a Barbados one?
They have a Barbados one.
All right, send me the information.
No, definitely.
Yeah, we almost.
And your Haitian jacket's coming too.
So we're all here wearing these weirdo
I know,
Caribbean and
right,
African
right,
jackets.
right,
Yes.
right.
Absolutely.
Pretty much.
I rep for mine.
I'm a little concerned because now I'm like kind of being reflective right now. You ever had like you find out who you are, fight or flight, and we almost lost one, and I was.
And you didn't. I'm telling
There was
y'all,
no
y'all
fight.
did not like me. You was
And now,
like,
now you're thinking of her highlights.
I'm like literally about to fall over on the chair, and you're like,
Yo, she's
Vito's like,
turning
yo, look at that.
punch red. I'm like, do something, preacher, right next to her.
He's like, oh.
I didn't want to run over. Mind you, we're starting the show, so
Yeah,
the camera's about to
yeah,
come on.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the camera's gonna come on and seeing me run over and give Crystal the Heimlich.
And meanwhile, I'm yelling at you, get back over there. We got to do the show. Fuck up. We got to go. We got to do this thing. Now I'm just doing a little bit of reflective, like wow. Like, you know when you find out whether you're fight or flight, and I just found out I'm on flight. Like,
You were
this.
definitely flight,
Yeah,
bitch.
definitely
I am.
flight.
I'm American Airlines.
That manslaughter charge was coming too, bro. I'd be in there
like-
testifying. I saw the whole shit.
You more like Spirit Airlines, but yes. Couldn't even
She's
like.
the cheap flight at that.
Yeah.
I mean, give me some credit, man. Like, I did give you one hit in the back.
After
Like,
he told you 3 times.
he didn't. No. It was just once. He just had to tell me once. But I was
he said,
there for
hey,
you.
yo, what's going on here?
No, and the bad
She
part
all right?
about it is, and we'll get to top 5, but the bad part about it is I give her a pat on the back, and then I notice her jacket. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this?
Yeah, he didn't even tap the hard because the jacket has strings in the back. So he's like,
I don't know
oh,
what
wait,
that
what's
is,
going
yo.
on?
What is going on with the
Thank
back
you.
of your jacket, though,
It's
yo?
leather.
But you didn't think you were going to
Kinda
choke
unique.
today and we needed to pat you on your back? You
No,
didn't think
I
of
didn't
that?
think that I was going to choke today.
Apparently.
Let's see what in the Hulk Hogan is going on here.
Yeah, I don't know.
She
About,
definitely got the Ultimate Warrior task. Show the jacket again, yo.
Hold up.
Yo, preach, yo, you've done enough. Show the jacket again. What, in the bulletproof?
Wow.
Your ass look like you fought Shredder, yo.
All right,
Let's get back to this.
Let's get to the
movie.
top 5 stories of the week.
This is the top 5 stories of the week. Number 1.
All right, so starting it off, and I don't, I'm gonna have to start making light of this because it's happening so much in this country. So we had another school shooting and another one out in Texas. How many people were dead? I believe, what was it, 20? 10?
Yeah, and another 10 injured.
Apparently, the shooter, I'm not gonna say his name, I don't want to give any validity to him, but apparently while he was shooting, he was yelling "woohoo" during the whole
I didn't even hear
ordeal.
that. But I did hear that he pulled the fire alarm.
Oh, I mean.
Yeah, well.
Anybody want to guess the race of this kid? Anybody? You want to
Well,
put?
you know what? He's not a terrorist. He's just mentally deranged.
Of
That's
course,
what it
he
is,
just
yeah.
needs
Including
help.
insanity.
Hey,
just
let's
needs
have
guy.
let's have some different type of fun. What race isn't he?
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Anyone
Isn't
around this
this-
table?
No,
He isn't
no,
this.
no,
He
no,
isn't
no,
black.
No,
Yes.
no, not at all. But they were able to. The funny thing is, they were still able to apprehend him without any issues.
Hold on, are you being healthy over there with that cheese stick?
That's healthy.
I mean, it's better than what he usually has.
Oh, that's true. That's very good.
I
Point.
try.
It's
That's
amazing.
Coming, Mom,
What
you
a
know?
segue from a school shooting to a mozzarella stick.
To my cheese sticks over here, please.
But I mean, obviously, so and one of the complaints from a congressman, I believe, was that the school had too many doors.
Too many doors.
That's why this
The
happened.
governor said that. The governor said he doesn't care how much money it costs, that we need to not have so many exits because it's not fair that courthouses only have like 3 guards and
Right.
all these other places need more. But it's like no one thought when they were first building schools that these kids would come and shoot it up with their parents' guns. Like, sorry.
Let's so okay. Boom,
Yeah.
what you just said. So he got the gun from his father, or
His
whatever,
father.
right?
Right.
Okay. In order for any of this type of shit to not happen, the parents need to be held accountable.
Of course.
Parents
absolutely.
can go right to jail and go on
Period.
that same trial
If,
as them.
if you as a man or a woman know that your child could find your gun, then you'll do everything in your power for them not to find it. Period. Especially if you can be the actual person to serve time for it. I mean, it just is what it is.
So
Right.
I was watching CNN, right? And someone had a great point. They said back in the day when we were in school, it would be like, yo, that kid, he's a little off, right? And people would listen. Now it's like politically insensitive to say
Yeah.
that kid is off or this kid, like this. These are the things they knew that boy was
So you're
off.
saying we've gotten too PC that we don't even take those
Absolutely.
type of threats seriously
Nope.
anymore.
You can't even call
Absolutely.
crazy
You
crazy
can't even
anymore.
call crazy. I remember back in the day where you had some crazy kids in your class, and it was like, no, something's
we had
wrong
a
with
few.
them, and people took that seriously. Now it's like you're gonna hurt his feelings. You're gonna hurt his feelings. He's gonna come and shoot up the school.
No, I disagree a little bit, just because I feel like the reason why it's happening is a lot of these, I don't want to say crazy kids. I want there go
PC.
They're
Yeah.
shooting up the school.
No, I think they see other mentally ill kids do the same thing. It all started with Columbine.
Right.
I think they saw situations like that, and they take that as inspiration, and they copycat
It
it.
became
Right, but
okay.
what I'm
And
saying
it
to
became
you
not okay.
For
Well,
them.
yeah, it became okay because now they end up looking. My name's in the paper, and I got.
I'm infamous now.
I'm infamous. I'm
Right,
gonna be in
but-
jail, but you know what?
Understood.
Go ahead.
But every one of these kids that has done it, all the students say something was wrong with this kid, and no one paid attention to it. No one brought light to maybe this kid needed help. So they sat. These are the people who literally, some of them sat alone or sat with one friend and thought about this. Like, this is not something a mentally sane person does. So I'm gonna get mad one day and come in here and shoot up everybody in here.
It wasn't sufficient enough.
But here's
evidence.
the thing. Regardless of crazy has always been around. Crazy kids have
Of
always
course,
been around.
Yeah.
of course.
Kids have always been bullied, whatever,
Right.
blah, blah,
Of
blah.
course.
Here's the difference. You cannot kill without a gun or a
course.
weapon of some sort, but actually a gun in this
Right.
case
Of
and in
course.
most cases.
Of course.
Period. That has to be the first thing. Everyone can have a gun, cool, but you got to keep it away
From
it seems
people
like
who can't handle
parents
it.
are hiding their porn better than they're hiding their guns.
Very-
Just
it's
crazy.
true.
That's true. Absolutely. You're right.
You have to hide that gun, and if you don't, and someone gets killed by your gun,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be held accountable.
to be held
That's the
accountable.
one
Yes.
gun control everyone should agree on,
No,
because
they
it
won't.
doesn't stop. It does
Yeah.
not stop people
Yeah.
from buying guns, but it just makes you more responsible. You have to be responsible with it.
But yeah, the problem is you're thinking as if these people think logically like we do. They don't think that way. They think any type of regulation or any type
Are you
of
talking about the NRA?
just NRA, Republicans in general, they have a feeling that any type of legislation towards any type of gun control is, invading their Second Amendment right. And unfortunately, that's not going to change. They own House, they own the Senate, they own the presidency. So unfortunately, nothing like that is going to happen.
See, but that's the wrong word you use. But that's the word that's used. A right. That's a privilege. If it was a right, we all would have one.
Right.
It's a privilege. That's one. You do have a right to live, though.
Of course,
And if you want
absolutely.
to continue living,
Absolutely.
you need to better regulate this privilege. It is what it is.
The problem is, like I said, and I think a lot of these kids see the kids that carry out these crimes and they say to themselves, well, look, he got his name on the paper, 24/7 news coverage on CNN or wherever. I end up looking like a martyr. Why not? And I could get rid of people that, I don't like or I had problems with or whoever teased me or whatever.
That last part I agree with. The way the news cycle is now, I don't believe that. Back in the day, I would believe that because you would be talking about it for months, years to come. Now, the news cycle, I guarantee you by Thursday is going to be something new again.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a school shooting in my cousin's school, I think, right, Mom, less than a month ago.
Right.
In Ocala, Florida.
Right.
My mother called me screaming. She's like, listen, your cousin's under a table.
Right.
There was a school shooting. Literally, it was on CNN for about 36 hours.
Wow.
And it wasn't even the main ticker either.
Right,
It was like
right.
in the corner somewhere.
Right.
These things, I don't think it's about notoriety from the media. I think it's just these people are playing with me. They're pissing me off, so I'm going to get my daddy's gun.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the tradition, like, for example, if you're a police officer, you have guns, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have you buy a safe,
Right.
put it in there, lock it, and you
They
only
make
know
you
the
take
combination.
they make you take a psychological exam.
They make you take a
Their
psychological
kids,
exam.
yeah, and your kids need to take one too, though.
Right.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden,
No.
but now that's impeding on my Second Amendment right. It's unbelievable.
Let me read some of these comments. P.I. Scott says, midterms, vote them out.
Yep.
Antoine says, unfortunately, guns are more important than people in their view. The Musclehead Skillet, former Marine and
Yes,
American
absolutely.
Yes.
says, it's funny when I watch CNN or MSNBC, they don't have anyone from these European countries that can vouch for stricter gun laws because it clearly works. It's like these new organizations pretend to be on the liberal side, but don't bring on people that can show the drop in mass shootings once you remove
Absolutely.
assault rifles from the
Yep.
public.
Absolutely.
Eloquently. put.
Again, like I said, an American freaking hero. You see it for yourself.
That's
Yes.
it.
One
That's
time
it.
for
And
him.
you know what's the scariest part, and then we'll get to number two because we have a lot of topics to talk about. But the scariest part about this whole thing is like someone said, "Oh, vote them out." Here's the biggest problem: you have a great economy right now, okay, which is, in my opinion, could break in any minute due to so many different things. But a lot of people will vote based on that and that alone. They won't look at situations like this or anything else. They just look at it. I feel like this Trump presidency, this whole administration was the I'll give you $1 million dare. Meaning, you ever been dared to do something and it questions your integrity or your morale? I think this is what that is. We'll make sure you get more money because listen, he's been a businessman. He cut regulations. Okay, great. We'll hire more. We'll invest more. But it's like, at what cost are we doing it for? Now, unfortunately, in the midterms, I feel like a lot of people will vote more towards the economy, and we want to keep it going because everybody who is in power right now is put more money in my pocket, as opposed to we need people who want to hold situations like this accountable. And unfortunately, I know we're going to say vote in the midterms and let's kick them out. I don't. First of all, liberals and Democrats don't vote in midterms anyway. Not in the same rate as Republicans.
This is true. Right.
And we have a great economy. It's like Bill Clinton said back years ago, it's the economy, stupid. I think once you have a great economy, I think a lot of people's visions or their drives, they're happy where they're at.
Even
they have
their
extra money in their
ideologies.
bank account right now.
They
Even
have
their
extra
ideologies
money.
change.
Right.
Absolutely.
Mhm. You have extra money. Like, you know what? He's
But
like,
for what?
Right, but like Trump to me is like one of those get cash now commercials.
That's-
It's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
There's more money now, yeah, but you're getting
Absolutely.
more money. When your
I
tax
love those
return
commercials.
comes, right.
Nigga,
Don't
cash
get it twisted.
out.
When your tax return comes, it's gonna be like, you know, you owe this because we gave you extra every. Like,
Yeah.
no one's asking about what's gonna happen when you have to file your returns next year.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that it's cute now that you got an extra $102. You better save it
No,
because
you're
at the end
absolutely
of
right.
the year you're gonna need to give it back. And then I went to the gas tank.
It's like $3.50.
It's like $3.50.
That's crazy.
all
You
that
gonna pay
money-
one way or another.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
All right, so Rudy Giuliani this week, obviously with everything going on in the investigation against Trump and Russia, even if the worst happens, an indictment can never come down on Donald Trump, is what Giuliani is saying. Even if he shoots a man, he will not get indicted.
What's with them and using that example?
I have no
to like
idea.
plead their case. Even if I kill you, I'd be fine. I'd still have your vote. Why
Right.
do they do that?
Because it's like they understand the privilege that they have. You could
So
literally,
they're that cocky about it that they would say that.
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. They like that. They have that mentality where, and unfortunately, and years ago when it was up to Bill Clinton and he was getting impeached, Rudy Giuliani says, yes, he should be indicted. Now all of a sudden, oh, he can't be indicted. No. That's
All
what I'm
this
talking.
lock her up Hillary shit. But Trump is good.
Right.
Amazing.
Of course. It's just amazing to me. That's why I said I feel like you got to understand the Trump supporter. All this stuff they don't give a shit about.
Putting the envelope, they're pushing the envelope so far, man. I'm telling you, they're trying to get away with whatever they can. I mean, think about it.
Listen, at the end of the day, a lot of these people, and I don't. It's if you're a businessman, if you make a lot of money, you get tax breaks, and I think you're absolutely right. You're gonna pay for it either way. But right now, they look at it like I'm just gonna suck to say this. I think he might get a second term.
I think so too.
He called it. Bino called it.
I think he
Yeah.
might get a second term.
Especially if this Kim Jong-un thing goes in, he's going to get 2020.
Absolutely.
I think he might get a second term simply based off
You
the fact
think?
that the economy at right now is stable, and a lot of people look at that like I don't want that messed with. I don't want that touched. I don't want that bothered with. Okay, he said this about this group of people. All right, he didn't really mean it. That's who he is. Don't you always
Yo,
say
but he does sound just like him, though.
Yeah.
All right, so he said nigger.
Yeah,
But you rappers say it too.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Right. And it's like, well, you knew who he was before he got in, so another 4 years is not
Yeah,
going to
exactly.
really matter. That's what it's going to turn into.
Right, or then they'll say, well, you know what? Isn't there more money in your pocket now? Or, you know, they'll always say, I don't agree with everything he does,
But this,
but
the economy.
But the economy, at the end of the day, people are going to look at the economy. They're going to look at their paychecks. They're going to look at their bank accounts and say, I don't want anything to happen to that.
But not only that, I don't know, and maybe I'm not watching politics as closely as I should. I don't know a strong Democrat right
No,
now.
there
that I would
isn't
go-
any.
Yeah,
that I would
that's a
go
fact.
for.
There
and be like,
isn't
you know
any.
what? This is the next
No,
person.
there
for
isn't any.
2020.
Unfortunately,
Kamala
there isn't.
Harris. But I don't think she has enough
No,
drive. Do you
no.
see not drive.
I don't
enough people behind her yet.
I don't think that. I don't see. I think you're right. There isn't
I don't
a
see
strong
any.
candidate at all.
I was hearing about Barack 4 years before he even started
absolutely.
campaigning. Do you know what I mean?
But you got to understand something too. He set the bar extremely high as far as like forget policy, forget his charisma,
And class.
his class and delivery. That like he set a bar pretty high. Like you got to be. You got to have a lot of personality. I think that's one thing that hampered Hillary Clinton. She had no personality.
And
She was a cardboard.
and-
Yeah. She was a
and
cardboard
not only
box.
that, she didn't go to where she needed to go to because she felt she had it in the bag. My whole thing is don't ever put all your eggs in one basket. You don't know you never even went to the Midwest like that.
And a demographic she was relying on, white women,
They
failed her
failed
miserably.
Miserably.
So-
But I don't want to hear no Me Too if he does get another term. If they don't turn out to vote, then that whole Me Too shit don't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm sorry. Like, it just is what it is. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
So Starbucks once again. When is this meeting again? This HR
The
meeting?
29th.
May 29th. Oh, so it's on the way. Well, they have another issue they're gonna have to deal with. So apparently 2 customers came in. They were Hispanic. One was Pedro.
Oh.
Pedro for president.
The other one was Hector.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, I was guessing. Sorry, go ahead.
And the other one's Anna Garcia.
Uh-huh.
They bought, I guess, coffee with a gift card for $50.
Nice.
So they got their receipts, and on both receipts it said Beaner on the receipt.
Says what?
Beaner. Beaner is a derogatory
It's a
racial
slur
term.
for
Oh, I never
Mostly
heard
used in the West Coast,
Oh, yeah.
referring to them
Beans.
pinto beans and things like.
Cotton picker. Wait a minute. So they pick cotton.
Yo, her revelation face was
Yo.
like, wait.
Wow. Wow.
That's very
I'll
disrespectful.
explain some other origins, some other terms later to you. I got you. Yo.
Yeah,
Wow.
so Starbucks is facing another controversy. The baristas used the racial slur, Latino man in California. Yeah, and that term is usually based in California. Pedro, who only wanted to be identified by his first name, said he was offended when he read Beaner on his coffee order
As he should
Tuesday.
be.
It's an offensive word used towards Latinos. A Starbucks spokesman said this mistake is unacceptable, and vowed the company will make sure it will be discussed on his May 29th meeting.
Like, they gave him the cup and had the little sticker that said Beaner on it so he can drink that cup. Like, how disrespectful is that? I'm looking at the picture right now and literally says Beaner in all caps.
Why don't we ever find out? Because there have been other stories like this. Why don't we ever find out the person who is responsible for
No,
that?
Ziggs. I've never heard of that term before. I don't live in the West Coast. I'm sorry.
Well, we didn't.
And we don't use that kind of
didn't
language.
use that. Damn
Thank
right.
you very
yeah,
much.
No.
But my thing is, like, why don't those people ever get outed? The people actually write the receipts or whatever.
Yeah.
Why don't they ever
Like,
identify?
excuse me, homie. Did you just put B? They're never gonna be like, it was me. Like, they're
Like,
never.
Starbucks
never.
definitely needs to say this was the individual who wrote it. He's been fired, and identify him and attack his
So
office.
he could be a pariah. Yes.
Yes.
We'll get into that later.
Yes, exactly. But I think they needed to be outed. How many times have we seen these stories with the receipts and?
But like, my whole thing is, where do you get off? Like, what do you think you're gonna accomplish here? Do you think the person's not gonna look at the cup?
Right.
I always look at my cup. Because I want that smoke. I don't want any.
Slay.
Listen, I don't care if it says that, but if it says something derogatory, no.
Nah, it's like, but the balls to do that, man. Like, and you didn't think they would see it? Let's get to number 4.
To be fair, the only reason I do know that term is because someone on my page got called that term.
Oh, this.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of
Yeah,
that term
yeah.
before.
Wow.
Ziggs is
There's
like
a nice
so
little race
surprised,
war
but
on my
I've never
page
heard
one
it.
time.
Nice little race
Yo,
war on your page.
Dead ass, I can't make this shit up.
Wow.
And yeah, someone got called a bean. I was like, oh. Yes.
Did you Wikipedia it? Did you look
No,
at
but
the
did you
thing?
stop that person? Did you check that person who wrote that?
Of course I did. And
That's
I outed
a-
him out.
Good for you.
And he'll be at that Starbucks.
This all straight on the 29th.
HR meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's get to number 4. So this week, T.I., he's become a political what do I want to say? Activist. Essentially. This newfound T.I.
With that jail vocabulary.
Exactly.
Which impressed them, by the way.
He was recently arrested for trying to get into his own home. So apparently he came home late. Okay, he comes home late, I guess, with a couple people. The person in the front desk of his gated community, the security guard, I believe, was asleep. He wakes the guy up and says, "Listen, I'm trying to get into my house. I don't have my keys, or I don't have my ID, or my swipe, whatever it is." He says, "Oh, I can't let you in." His wife from inside the compound says, "Yes, that's him. Let him in." The security still says no. They have a back and forth. They call the cops. The cops are like, "You're being belligerent. We're gonna have to arrest you." Imagine getting arrested for trying to get into your own home. If the person out inside your home is vouching for your identity, and they still tell you no.
And I'm sure he had ID with his home address on it. Like,
Oh, of course.
So for real. Like, these people, like, so what you think? I'm sitting here to get arrested in front of my
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. I'm just here just to shoot the shit. That's basically what. Let me play the clip of him actually in the office. Hold on, I want to get rid of this. This was him at the precinct. Him trying to explain himself or asking questions.
Oh, so it's time for me to ask a question here?
Go ahead.
Me or? No, I'm talking to the officer who arrested
Me?
Yes, sir.
I told you you can
I've been waiting to get you to a point where I can respectfully ask you a question as to why I was arrested.
You acting like a fool?
I wasn't acting like no fool.
So let me ask you a question. You ever been arrested for acting like a fool?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Because I was questioning the person who refused to acknowledge me that I paid all
I
of
didn't
my
have to
money
answer you.
and taxes to pay that man. No, he did not answer me. You say, excuse me, sir?
I said I didn't have to answer you.
He didn't have to answer me. How so, sir? But tell me, okay, well, even if you feel that he didn't have to answer me, what
Plus, you didn't have to come back. Plus,
I didn't have to, but I have a right to come back. I paid millions of dollars for a house,
That's
and
cool.
that
that's your fault.
represents
That's what you want to do. So I'm not going to argue.
But
for
sir, I'm
case right
asking
here.
a question and you never answered me.
Where you want to argue every time I answer your
I'm
question.
not. No, sir, I'm not.
Now let me ask you a question. Is he coming off with an? Is he coming off because he could be?
I do
way
believe
more
so. I
reckless
asked
than-
you a question.
Yeah,
I'm about to say,
like
he sounds like Foghorn. So, like, I mean, he does. Yeah, he sounds like Foghorn. So, like,
right,
how threatening can he be? At the end of the day, like Robert Jones just asked, how do you not know who T.I. is?
right.
Especially if you work on a compound.
It is always going to be
And
surprised
you
some people
telling me
don't.
that security man has never seen him before?
To be fair, I
on
mean,
TV, so or anything
Like,
like.
some
come
people
on.
don't pay attention to that.
And
Think
I
about it.
thought-
People will go through extremities to like set up somebody, especially a celebrity.
But the
So
whole
they probably
idea,
just,
imagine this though, the whole idea of, for black people in this country to have a better life is so we feel like, okay, we can buy a house in a gated community and not have to deal with situations like this. Nope.
But if
You still
someone
do.
in the house vouches for you,
Absolutely.
what is the problem?
Your wife. That is my husband.
What is the issue?
Not
It is
not
tiny,
the
though.
maid, not somebody, right?
Chill, son, chill, son.
Not somebody, not a groundkeeper, not
Right.
somebody that could possibly get the house set up. Your wife is inside saying, "No, that is my husband. Please let him in," and you're not letting him in.
So I'll play devil's advocate. Why didn't she come downstairs?
I believe she
Because
did
I-
though.
But
I
even
didn't
if
hear
If she
anything.
stuck her little head out the window and yelled, "He's good,"
Yeah.
that's enough.
Right.
What more? She got to skywrite the shit like that's enough.
No, I totally agree with y'all, but
But
play
my,
devil's
my
advocate.
thing
Well,
is,
why does
wait,
she
wait,
have
wait,
to
but hold
come
on.
downstairs?
If any other owner of any house is in a gated community, all right, let's say that dentist or let's say that doctor, they raising hell, probably worse than him, and they're probably letting him in easily.
right.
We were at the Barnes and Noble years ago. White people walking out in front of us. White woman walks past the door.
I remember.
The alarm goes off.
I remember.
Oh, I forgot. Gives it to security. Security slaps him on his ass and he walks out. Can't make the shit up.
No, they were about to
She
steal
was
that
on
book.
some. Oh, I just forgot. I forgot
was
to
gonna
pay
steal that
for
book.
it. Swear to God, says that to me.
Wow.
She
Gives
stole
the
that
shit
book.
back to security.
But did she pay for it?
No.
No.
So she meant
She and the
to steal
security
it.
guard do the fucking handshake, right? Miss Mary Mac, they're good. Person walks out. Me and Carl standing there like. Meanwhile, ninjas are jumping from the sky, jumping on top of us.
And you're at the
I know.
You pay.
And we paid for the shit. The receipts in the bag.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Oh, let me play the rest of this clip.
I'm merely requesting an answer.
I'm merely
Why
requesting an
was I
answer.
arrested? You said I was acting a fool. How so? You said because I came back and I questioned a man
You should have came back.
who I shouldn't have came back. That's my right as a taxpaying citizen.
That's his house.
Okay.
Why did that constitute for me to be arrested?
Okay.
Yo, I love T.I., man. His
Why that
vocabulary-
constitute for me being arrested?
Sir, you still haven't answered my question. That's
How about, all right,
Somebody better answer T.I.'s
No,
question.
that cop was wrong. The cop was completely
No,
wrong.
and T.I. has a case on his hands.
Absolutely. Oh no, T.I. is about
T.I.'s
to
got a case on his
Listen,
hands.
but if T.I. thought that being an activist wasn't going to come with stuff like this, because activists randomly get arrested and randomly have issues on a flight and all that other stuff.
Yo.
This is what happens. What comes with when you start being, I hate the term woke now, but when you
Yeah,
start,
no,
I hate that term,
Yeah.
but when you start becoming someone in the black community that speaks out on wrong things, little things like this is going to happen.
Yeah.
They're bound to happen because people are annoyed with
Let's
you.
get to the point where
Let me
it's-
read Angelica's comment. Angelica Woods says the guard allegedly cussed out Tiny. That's why T.I. went back to confront him.
So the guard was wrong.
That's fair.
Because apparently the guard was asleep by the time he got there. First of all, if you're a security guard,
Why are you sleeping?
why are you sleeping? That's your job. You have a responsibility to guard a property. Yo, it all goes back to the story of OJ. Doesn't matter what type of money you make or who you
Nope.
are, you still a nigga at the end of the day. Let's get to number 5 because we gotta keep the music off of this one because. Oh, let me play it.
Number 5.
Thank you. So this thing's been going on this whole freaking week. Okay, whether it's Yanni, whether it's Laurel, I only hear Yanni. I don't know
only hear-
what the hell y'all motherfuckers
I
in
hear
here.
Yanni.
I don't hear Yanni.
I hear Laurel.
I hear Laurel.
How the hell?
Because you hear Laurel. That's how like
Here it is.
I honestly think they're two different
Okay,
things.
I gotta find. Let me pull it up too, because this has gotten.
I hear Yanni,
I hear Laurel.
but I heard another one that said
Laurel.
Laurel, so I feel like they're changing.
Yeah, I feel like it's changed
it's
though.
changed.
I've never heard Yanni.
I've heard Yanni the first time I
Or
heard
Yanni.
Yanni. Yanni.
never heard none of that.
Yanni,
Let me see if I can find a clip of this whole thing, because I hear Yanni every freaking time. What is the thread here?
That
I don't
means
know.
that you have young ears, my
Maya
friend.
B
Yes.
says Yanni.
And Angelica says Yanni as well.
Yeah, I hear Yanni.
I don't hear Yanni.
I don't hear
Go
Yanni.
ahead, play it.
All right.
Watch, we're gonna hear Laurel and they're gonna hear Yanni now.
Yeah.
Well, they say in the radio you hear
No, now I hear it.
Laurel.
Nah, they're manipulating the
They're
shit.
Laurel.
manipulating it because I heard Yanni the first time.
No,
This says Laurel.
To be okay, so
It's not the same.
So I'm glad we all hear
it's the same
Laurel.
thing,
Yeah,
no.
I hear
This
Laurel.
It's the same
one is
thing.
Laurel.
That the same way you hear right now is the same way I've always heard it. What it is the brain. It's specific when it comes to certain octave levels. You hear a higher pitched.
There are two clips.
There-
Yeah.
there- you hear a higher pitched version. That's the reason why you hear Yanni, and we hear a lower pitch. So once your brain sticks to that,
So it's
stage,
bullshit. There's two different clips then.
there is none because I never heard Yanni.
Pamela, did you
I'm
just
trying to
hear
hear-
Yanni?
I'm
or
trying to
did you
hear how it
Laurel?
sounds.
So we're gonna play it one more time. We'll see what the thread hears. Laurel.
I hear Laurel now.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you go on your phone, you won't hear that. Because it's the frequency is much. This is a recording, so the frequency coming from your phone, you hear a different pitch.
Yeah.
Everybody's a scientist now.
I know, right? It's amazing, isn't it?
Angelica says she hears Yanni.
She still hears Yanni.
She still here, Yanni?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is she watching on her phone?
Yes, she,
Angelica, are you watching?
on
Are you listening? No, but are you listening through phone or computer? That's what
I'm going to play it.
by G Central says Yanni. Bakari says, who cares?
Damn.
Thank you, Bakari.
Trinimon says this is meant to confuse all your minds.
The Trini.
Bakari, the people who are answering care. Please, that's who.
Trini. Trini. Nah, this
Mon.
is
Trini.
Mon.
Mon.
You hear Trini or you hear Mon?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. And poll question before we get to a break. All right, so we were having this conversation on the way over here. Okay. Now we've always had these situations that have happened where, whether it's in a movie or it's really actually happened, we have songs that accompany these situations, and this being death. Okay. What are some of the songs that you remember that reflects death? Like what do we talk about in the car?
The Eric Clapton record.
Eric Clapton. Now,
Tears
I'm not making fun of that record. If anybody
I
knows
love
the
that
story,
record.
Tears
and
in
it's
Heaven.
sad when his son died. Yeah.
yeah, he fell. He
Fell out the window.
Fell out the
Yeah.
window.
It was an open window. He crawled.
right. Can you just name some of your favorite? I don't even know if I want to call it favorite,
That
but
damn Diddy song, Every Step You Take.
no, I hate that song. I'm sorry.
Even if you hate it, it reminds me of Biggie's death.
First of all, you sit there and like I know Diddy didn't write, and I know Diddy can't rap, but it's just like okay, we could have done with that. I could miss Big without this song. I don't need this song. Like, but we were talking about
You don't need the song.
You don't need
Meanwhile,
the song.
Faith and everybody. But you don't need it. Yes.
that's what's getting Faith through. I like the Locks version.
Oh,
always.
Sweet Mama got a good one. Aaron Hall, I Miss You.
Oh, that was a sick.
Yeah, that video. Oh, my God.
What about that song with
Aaron
not Jaheim?
Oh, wait, no. Get back to that Aaron Hall song. You guys remember the video?
Yeah, his wife died.
Yes.
I think
'cause
the
he had a
baby was born, stillborn. Yeah.
What was
Y'all
that
used
song?
to really
that
be
song
watching
by
it on video.
Jaheim?
Rachel.
About time.
Ooh. By Cheap Central got a good one. Boyz II Men and Mariah. One Sweet Day.
Oh, I love
That's a
that
death song?
Yeah, it's a deaf song. I know I'll see you again in heaven.
Oh yeah.
Don't listen to lyrics.
Oh,
By
End
Cheap
of the
Central
Road?
says.
How about
I
Beady
think
Beady
End
Bum
of the
Bum?
Road was about.
Yes, it is. It's about their manager that got killed.
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Look at you,
Bum.
Wikipedia.
Oh yeah.
Your sister says Crossroads.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Renee, yes, Renee definitely. is
Renee's
death
not a-
song.
Renee.
It
Yes, it
is.
is.
First of all, nobody
Guys.
found out what happened to Renee. All right, I
What do you
understand.
mean?
that-
She got
is
shot on the
dead.
way out to John Jay. And then she jumped on the van with.
Yes.
You gotta make it damn quick. Yo, this shit is getting mad thick. All right.
Julian says I Wish by R. Kelly. And as much as I hate
I
R.
love
Kelly,
that
I
song.
bust
No,
my
I
gun
can't.
from that
Yeah.
record.
No, I can't.
What?
Wait, is your gun locked up in a safe somewhere?
Yo,
Of course. You see the
for
kids playing with it? Okay, then. Bro, he had that weirdo hat on in the video. He's talking to his moms. Yeah, he got that. Brian
Crossroads.
McKnight, Back at One. Back at One? No, because Back at One is not about death. The video makes it seem
Seem
that
like it's
way,
about death,
but it's
but
not
it's
about
not,
death. The
yeah.
actual song is not about death.
Nah, but the Eric Clapton one, that's a sad ass song.
Nah, but y'all got some bangers on here though. I give y'all that. Y'all.
Beady beady bum
I don't know
bum.
why it's in the tip of my tongue. That song.
What was the Selena song?
The Dream of You, which they played at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Which, like I
yeah.
said, yo. My God, what?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit gets me every time, yo.
Somebody said a
I'd be
maid
hold up,
killed her.
the movie about to end. Let me step out the room.
I can't even. Scarface suicide note.
Jeez.
No, now
God,
we're going into
Now
the
they're going to the
Lord.
B-sides, I see.
No, we got Pete Rock and CL Smooth. They reminisce over you. That's
course,
that's
of course.
You know
that's
what?
probably not the Aaliyah
Jay
one.
Z had one with
Not the Aaliyah one.
Beanie and some Scarface. They had a
Oh,
song about death.
Can't Be Life.
Yes.
Oh,
Can't Be Life.
yeah.
That was
Oh,
about
that's not about. That's more of a struggle as opposed to
Well,
death.
No,
Scarface's
it is.
part is about death.
Death. Okay.
And so is Jay because he's talking about a stillborn.
Baby born, stillborn.
Yeah.
Still, I gotta move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suicidal thoughts.
What kind of?
Oh no.
My Biggie.
Yeah. not
My
really.
B says Crossroads. Yes, that was
Crossroads.
earlier.
Crossroads was yo.
Crossroads.
Remember how huge of a hit that was?
That might have been a song of '96.
Yo.
And consider
Yeah.
'96's roster. Fuji's came out.
That might have been
year.
the song
Score
of the
came out that year.
'90s. That might have been the song of
Let's
the.
not get too far, but
song-
'96. That's the song of
What,
'96.
you mean the song Antoine? You mean the song Elton John did for Princess
Oh,
Diana?
we
Yeah,
took
we were talking about the candle
like a
burn out.
candle
Yes.
in the wind. That was that song was
That was
fire.
a dope song.
I couldn't
Don't
even
do
know.
that.
That's a silly ass
Yeah.
record. baby. I don't know about good
I
songs.
love
man.
that song.
What's wrong
I
with the
laugh
song?
every time I hear. I'm sorry,
And
yo.
me like a candle in the wind.
I don't know about that, y'all. I've heard better.
No, that song was fire,
I
man.
get it 'cause
I
it's
watched
for
that funeral. I was
Diana,
like,
Yeah, no. You know, if you, my father had me up at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that funeral
watching
was dumb early, yo.
That
What?
funeral was stupid
oh my
early.
God! At least accommodate the Americans so we could watch it at a proper time.
Yo,
Shit.
you're off the wall.
Like a candle in the wind.
Just in case.
Luther Vandross,
Just in case.
Dance with My Father.
Nah,
How you just gonna shut it
I
down?
love that
nah,
song.
nah.
Y'all stupid.
Biggie, you're nobody till somebody kills you. All right, Zay.
No, whoa,
This
I got
is
it.
a song at the
This
end
song
of
is just
Titanic.
Jaheim, just in case.
Just in case.
I don't
That's
make it home tonight.
That's a real
That's
hip-hop
not
song.
that's not no death song.
Yo, I'm looking at the
you
video.
talking about?
Dude, he's a ghost.
Yo,
what the?
I've been making love for you to the
But
last
that
night.
was an upbeat just in case.
Yeah, but it's still death.
I'll make it home to. I'll
still
be
death.
dancing in the
I
club
want to make
tonight.
love to you, baby. For the
sync.
last
Last
Bye,
time.
bye, bye.
And you see him as a ghost.
Somebody take away voices.
Backstreet
from
Boys, show me the meaning of being lonely.
It is about death. I see the.
It is about death. Thank you. Thank you. Give me my credit, please. Upbeat or not, it's about death.
Bye.
Britney Spears hit me one more time.
Julian says that Seal song "White People Love."
Is it Kiss from a Rose?
No,
Is
that's
that what he's talking about?
First of all, that's not a death song, but
Yo,
that's one
I
of
swear,
the
you
top
are
5 dead or
really-
alive. That's one of the greatest songs of all
That
time.
is a great song.
Don't fucking
But-
don't show
but
that
see-
song.
but no. Here's the thing, though. I don't know what the hell he's singing about. Like,
Yeah, nobody
I don't know
does.
what a Kiss from a Rose.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know what the hell he's talking
Doesn't
about.
matter.
So it could be about death.
It
And
could
we
be
just
what.
don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That song.
Danielle says terrible Granville.
Dude,
She's
he's
absolutely
dead.
right.
He's dead.
Okay, he's dead, but seriously.
It's a death song.
Oh yeah, I ain't mad at you, Tupac.
Speaking of death.
Oh, I ain't mad at you. Yeah. I ain't mad at you.
He had the whole white on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He had Red Fox in the video and all that.
Yeah.
Is that the one that came out after he died?
Yeah.
That's the first day that came out after
Yeah.
that. Yeah, the Machiavelli.
All right, you guys want to take a break or you want to go straight into this?
No, because Antoine says meatloaf, LOL.
Oh.
What's he talking about?
Let me tell you, Meatloaf had a song that I used to love back in the day with him and that lady.
I'll do anything
Yes!
for love.
Oh, but I won't
But is that
do
a death song?
That's
I
not a
don't
death
think
song.
so, but I won't. I'll do anything.
All right,
for
so
love,
we
but I
got
won't do
1-on-1
that.
right now. So we're tied.
Nah, she didn't say that.
I
Antoine
said
said.
that.
Antoine said.
Don't
But Antoine
put that on
joking.
me.
No, you
Yo.
got it, B. You got it today.
Yo,
Yo.
he
yours.
said
It's all
just
yours
in
today.
case.
Bobby Brown, my prerogative. It's his prerogative to die. You see what I mean?
Yeah, you want to take a quick break real quick or you want to just
Let's just go to the next segment here.
All right, so anyway, so obviously this
Oh wait,
week.
we're not taking breaks now.
Nah, I know, right? We it's already like
Because y'all want to stretch the song segment to 10 minutes, please.
no, but we had we had some great songs though, some bangers. All right, so this week, obviously, this Lemon. Let me find out. I don't even want to say his name either, but
No, let's say his name.
well,
His address and shit is already out there.
I know. So first of
Put
all,
his
this guy was in a restaurant. Okay, what was that? Make your salad, whatever it is.
It's like one of those kitchen joints.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's in a restaurant. I guess it wasn't even employees. I guess it was just customers who were regulars there, saw each other, were just catching up or whatever, and he was just saying, I don't want to hear Spanish. I don't want to hear Spanish at all being talked. We're in America, talk American. By the way, can anyone tell me what talking American is, please?
No.
Well,
He said we're in America speak English, and that's the irony about that because English is not even America's language.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It originated in where?
Right,
England.
Yes.
Thank you.
What
Thank
about
you.
I want to know what do Native Americans? What is their
Thank you.
Right,
They don't have a
because-
common one because they had
Exactly.
different tribes,
They had
etc.
different tribes.
Right.
Yes.
All right, so here's let's listen about the story.
Every person I listen to, he spoke it, she's speaking it, is America.
He's unhinged, all because he encountered some people at a lunch spot speaking Spanish.
They're running a place in Midtown Manhattan, the staff should be speaking English, not Spanish.
The manager tries to escort him out of the restaurant, but the guy just won't stop.
And my guess is, they're not documented. So my next call is to ICE to have each one of them kicked out of my country.
The video
First of all, why your life? And his name is Aaron Schlossberg. Okay, 42-year-old Aaron Schlossberg.
Sounds like a
Nerd.
Jewish last name to me, but go ahead.
But whatever. So this guy, okay. First of all, why do you care so much about this? Why are you like you go to bed at night and you wake up in the morning and you dream about things
He
like
had a
this?
bad. He had a bad day, bro.
Like this is what you.
No, I think he's off kilter.
No, but he's also been in other events or other demonstrations where he's a staunch Trump supporter. He's questioned people who are Jewish. Are you a real Jew? And he's always like he's a douche. Whatever, we get it. He's a lemon. You got to understand something though. For all you racists out there who want to expose themselves, you will end up on that Summer Jam screen. Have you not learned? You have not learned yet that you will be exposed. So much so they found out his name. They found out he was a lawyer. They found out his firm. They found out the address of his firm. So what do? They go to his firm and they demonstrate outside. They see him come out of his apartment. They chase him down the street.
Bro, he was gunning to it.
But
So
Homeboy had on
funny.
an umbrella and a hat. Like,
But my thing is, where
Why
was
are you
that?
hiding?
Here's the thing: I would even respect him more if he stood up and talked to the camera. People and said, "No, that's how I feel. That's what I said. I feel like this is what people need to talk in this country. People need to talk English in this country." But he ran like a little bitch.
and
Couldn't
call the
even
cops.
defend himself.
And call the cops.
Call the cops. All right, and now you're like, but a lot of people are saying, "Have we gone too far?" Now
Nope.
people are saying, "Well, he should be disbarred." I think he's been kicked out of his apartment.
And his where he's renting for his firm.
Here's a key. DeAndre, shout out to DeAndre. He posted this earlier, and it's real shit. Racist lawyers become racist judges.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Very true.
That's the issue with his way of thinking, because you don't know how many people of color he's gonna have their fate in his hands. And if he's speaking and acting like this,
Right.
imagine when he has real power to affect this.
That's true. Absolutely.
So imagine now if a Hispanic comes in front of him, can't speak English.
Right.
There's already that bias there, regardless of whether or not that person is innocent or guilty.
Of course. No, you're right. And well, where is do you feel like, because one of the great things that I think we've learned as a society is people of color have realized, listen, you know what, as opposed to getting angry and going the violent route, let's kind of be petty with it. So they decided to have a Hispanic party outside his
On the
apartment.
flyer, oh my God. On the flyer, they had
Celia Cruz.
Celia Cruz, Shakira, and they had the Asuka next to. I was screaming laughing, and you could literally put down whether or not you were going to attend. So you damn right you sure Beyond B. Henry, that's my real name, was interested.
But it's amazing
I'll
to
be
me,
damn,
man.
bro.
It's just dope like that. I feel that's the way we should react. Like those are petty. It gets to the point and it annoys them. And other things. Does he deserve to lose his job? Maybe.
He's going to
That
get
kind of job, yes.
Absolutely.
Because if you're a
he's
cop,
getting disbarred.
Right.
if you're a cop
you
and
can't
you
be-
even if you have those rules, you should be responsible enough within your job, like any other job, where HR is on your ass. You should be responsible in what you put out, period.
Yeah.
So even if you have those views, if you're dangerous enough to put them out, again, if you have power, imagine what you're going to do with that. Period. If a cop shouldn't be talking that way and acting that way, you understand what I'm saying? What's the difference between a lawyer?
Right. The question is, though, do you feel like he had some points in where, because like,
No.
I'm not. No. Well, here's one. Let me just say this. You ever been on a customer service call, all right, and then they direct you to somebody in India? You
Yes.
don't want to be offensive or anything like, but you can't understand a damn word coming out of that person's
Right,
mouth.
but the difference
This is a different scenario. I'm just saying. Look, we live. First of all, we go to bodegas. All right, we go to the street carts. Like, we have halal
with the ox. Yeah,
with the
course.
like. So and you're in New York, dog. Like, do you understand what city you're in? You don't get that. I'm just saying that maybe there are certain. I'm not with this guy, but there's certain instances where, sometimes I would like to speak to a person who speaks English.
But that's okay. But are you slamming the phone down, reporting them to ISIS and all this shit?
That was ridiculous.
And the difference is, people, when you get customer service people, they are talking English, but they're talking with a heavy accent.
No, you're right.
These people were not speaking to him. They were having a full conversation with
amongst
each other.
themselves. Right.
He jumped in and was minding his business. You can't mind somebody else's business, sir. Like that has nothing to do with you. You're mad because you don't like what's going on around you. God forbid he goes to, I don't know, Liberty Avenue where there's nothing but Guyanese people and he don't like the accent they speaking in. Like, you think because you're in Midtown that everybody should speak proper English and clear English so you can understand what they're talking about?
Can I ask y'all something? Yeah. Do y'all ever see, and people don't even realize how disenfranchised other people are in this country, you ever see people of color talking that shit?
Right.
No.
You ever find a black man, even your Ben Carsons or any of these kind of people,
speak English?
This is America. You speak like wilding out on video.
You had a couple of minorities coming to my store saying that the music's too Spanish and we speaking too much Spanish in the store.
Really?
Oh yeah, I have actually.
You know what? No, I'm gonna tell you the only time we run into that, and I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. Women, if you go to a Asian spot to get your nails done, and you say, excuse me, can you speak English in front of me, because you don't want them talking about you. Right. So that's the only time that I would be like, listen, do me a favor when you're around me, just because sometimes they try to be funny, and it's not, and it's something that we all know. Like, it's like
they looking at the man hand sometimes, and they saying they shit.
So, and mind you, if they're cool with you, they'll speak English.
And that's what I meant, though. Like, that's what I mean. Like, if you're in those instances, like, no, I would rather you speak. First of all, if I know I go to a Spanish restaurant and I hear some people speaking Spanish, I'm not going to get bothered by that. I don't think they're thinking about me. But if you're getting your nails done and you're worried about what the women are saying about you,
right? But that person is in front of me. I'm not worried about them over there doing somebody else's. I'm worried about the person right now who I'm having an interaction with. Speak English.
I got another question though. All right. So now, would you have heard this if he were in an Italian restaurant and they were speaking Italian?
No.
Thank you.
No, if he were in any European country and they were speaking their language,
probably not.
Whatever.
Probably not. Probably not.
At the end of the day, this country has 325 million people.
Right.
41 million Americans speak Spanish. That's more than Spain.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what jobs that he goes to in the city alone, we have 18% of that in the city. So I'm trying to figure out where
so much so that he felt his law firm felt like they had to let him know, yo, we speak Spanish as well.
His law firm actually has employees that speak Spanish.
Let's stretch this even further. You're in New York City.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Queens alone, the borough of Queens alone is the most diverse place in the world.
In the world. And on top of that, New York is a sanctuary city. Like, what are you talking about? I know a lot of people who have grandparents and parents who are first generation who know no English and get along fine in this, whether they speak Chinese, whether any other language. A lot of people's parents came here and built a really great life, and they don't know one lick of English.
Right.
Let me read some of these comments. Gudit says, I speak 4 languages. I wish someone would try to block me from switching up. Those people he was going off on were arguing with him in English, and he is so twisted with hate.
Right,
he did not slam
that
his
was the craziest part.
And realize how stupid he was.
It wasn't like they didn't understand, or
they definitely were cursing him out. He went petty. He said something about like how fat one of them was.
Like, you need to lay off that burger. Something stupid. Bakari, I do go to a black-owned nail salon. Actually, it's one of Voice's very good friends.
Yes, shout out to
Aisha. Says, remember John Rocker. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The baseball player.
Yeah.
So John Rocker, basically, give y'all history. John Rocker, he played for the Braves at the time. And, you got to take the 7 train to Shea Stadium, which is what it was back then. At Shea Stadium, that 7 train route is nothing but Spanish and Chinese. That's their
train.
That route is nothing but.
And John Rocker said something to the effect, if you go on that train, you'll see a gay with a Hispanic, with a black, with blah, blah, blah. Basically saying, it's a diverse, we're a diverse city.
And
that's
he was pissed off about it, basically.
Right, and he got booed the hell up.
Oh, my God.
I'm pretty sure some people were like, you're right, John.
Exactly. Tell him, John. Yeah.
But what's this when the Bakari take the JT mantle?
Oh, Bakari, super woke. Yo.
Oh, word?
Yo, he got the fist up, and they blacker than he is in real life. Brother, you need to use a lighter filter on them fists, please.
But I don't even think, I wouldn't even think, if you're getting your nails done, that they're talking about you. Why would they?
Oh, no, they do. They do. But, like...
Have you ever had that confirmed to you? Or you just speculating?
Yes, absolutely. Because I went to, before going to a black-owned nail salon, like I said, from a while ago, I've said that I was gonna switch up all of like any services that I get. I would want it to be a black-owned company or a person of color's company.
Okay.
So I used to go to a lady for 10 years, and she would tell me they're saying this about that person or that about that person.
Oh.
She would tell me what they were saying.
I mean,
So I'm
they're
not
petty
saying
like anyone else.
Right.
Like,
I'm not going into it with an ignorant statement. Like, I know that they were talking about people, and that's why I always said, like, what are the key words for me to look out for?
Right.
But I haven't got, like, I can't remember now, but she would tell me, like, if they say this or they say this. Like, she's not stupid. Like, we became friends.
Right. That's
But it was just me knowing, like, listen, I have to support the black community. That's why I found a black nail tech.
Right.
That's why I found somebody who was black to do my pedicure. Like, I made sure that I found these people that I wanted to support and give them my money.
It's crazy. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's because this administration is now in office, or people feel like being that this guy is in office. It's like this. It seems like it's just a huge uptick on like hate crimes or people really sharing their thoughts.
well, I mean,
About how they feel about
okay,
people of color.
when
or,
Obama was in office, remember how everyone
Oh, I was-
woke and
yeah, well, it also
changed
did
and-
it to- it did
that
too.
also sparked the whole woke movement, and people had the Black Pride. This is no different.
Right.
Trump is their hope. You understand what I'm saying? Trump is the hope for those white Americans that feel they're losing this country.
Right.
You know,
And actually, you know what? I was wrong. It probably started more around when Obama came into office. Because
of course,
people
because
kinda-
those people felt disenfranchised.
Yeah, yep,
now it's the
absolutely.
reverse. We feel disenfranchised during Trump's
But now they
administration.
have. But they feel like they've been validated because Trump has been.
Boom. So they
elected.
got their chest out the
Yeah,
same way we did.
Right.
The same way y'all wanted to
Right.
grow your afros and shit when Obama was in office.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
I just wonder, where does he go from here now? Like, you're
this
right.
part, bro.
Now, let me ask you a quick. Like, I think as far as his occupation is concerned, because like what DeAndre said, a lawyer can become a judge, and you can affect people's lives.
He's going to be disbarred.
No, and I'm fine with that. I'm just saying, are there certain things where people shouldn't lose their jobs?
No,
because
with
they
this,
share
absolutely.
their opinion.
I mean, if he was
like
a damn
this.
janitor, fine. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Was he going to sweep dirt under my desk? Like, I mean,
Why are you? Why is it only dirt or other black kids?
Dude, if it's a position where my life is in
I
your
understand
hands,
that. I understand
Yeah.
that.
but
I don't
mean,
know.
Let's say he was a doctor.
Same
I
thing.
was just thinking
Same
that.
exact thing.
Let's say he's a
You
doctor.
want him in charge of your heart surgery?
Does he point of view doesn't necessarily differentiate from? I think a doctor and a lawyer is different.
How?
You mean to tell me you think there are doctors out there? Okay, I think
You ever heard of Tuskegee?
no. Yeah, the Tuskegee experiment. I agree with that. Do you think there are doctors out there who intentionally, let's say a surgeon, a heart surgeon, goes less hard for black people or
Let me tell you
Latinos
something.
or
the medical
than-
industry period is about
corrupt.
capitalism.
Thank you.
At that, they've
Right.
cured nothing in years.
Right, absolutely
Nothing.
Because they need
Back
that
in the day, they were
residual
curing
income.
scurvy.
Exactly.
right, absolutely.
They've cured nothing in years.
Right.
All this quote unquote technology, they've done shit but raise. You understand what I'm saying? So
More capital.
what am I to put past them?
Yeah, you're right.
And on top, do you remember, we actually covered it maybe like over a year ago. Remember when that white lady didn't want the Indian doctor touching her child? Like, it goes both ways.
No, well, that's the other way.
Remember
Well, that goes, yeah,
No,
it goes,
I'm saying
yeah,
it
yeah.
goes both ways. Like, sometimes people don't, you think that there's some doctors that be like, I don't want to treat them. But those are the doctors that probably don't work in
Diverse
certain neighborhoods.
environments.
Right,
I just don't
right.
understand how, like, and I know I understand they've existed and they do still exist. I just don't understand how you could be a doctor and know science and be a science. Like,
How could you be a racist president?
Right, so,
Like,
no, you could not be just how
put
you
nothing
be a
past
racist science, like a racist doctor, knowing that the human body, we're all the fucking same.
Yeah, it's been said that, those people who are racist or bigoted, etc., have a limited amount of intelligence.
That's what, yeah,
And
right,
that's been
exactly.
proven wrong.
Right. It's amazing
But I
to
mean,
me.
it's simple, just entitlement as with anything. It's
Yeah.
simple. I want. Again, certain people in this lifetime aren't going to accomplish anything more than I was born white.
Yes.
And if you strip that away from them and they're equal as everything else, what do they have?
Right. Look at that movie that had the three women, the three black women who were involved with NASA.
Yes.
Okay.
You had intelligent scientists in the room. Okay, these were
Who did not want to drink from the same
who
coffee
did not
cup.
who felt like they couldn't drink from the same
coffee
water
mug.
Yeah. Like, just think about that. So it's amazing to me.
There was a scene in that movie that made me cry when she was like, I would have came back, but I had to go to the bathroom all the way across the campus
Right.
because I can't use this bathroom. And he ripped it down. Like, these are the things, like, we all pee the same, we all bleed the
Yes.
same, but that's not
And
what
you would
people
think a doctor would know that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I'm
they
saying.
Don't. They don't.
I got a couple of comments actually.
What's up?
Emily says that this lawyer does speak Spanish and advertises that he can provide services in Spanish in his own website. And Buy Cheap Central has just advertised that there'll be some Spanish classes available for a cheap discounted price.
You better stop trying to advertise on his page.
No, man. Listen.
Yo, son, you about to get the
talk
tempo
about
block, yo.
talk about capitalism.
Listen,
Like, get out of here.
It's your cheap plugs.
Yo. But voice, you can't do it.
And
either,
you
bro.
read the shit out loud.
I'm sorry.
That's his friend.
Freudian slip.
When did it get so bright in this room? Where the hell did all this light come from? Anyway, all right, Sunday morning breakfast. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about this royal wedding. Did any of you watch? No?
You know.
Listen.
No,
I have
well,
a lot to say about this royal wedding.
We know. You let us know that.
right?
We'll talk about it. Sunday morning breakfast. We'll be right back.
Not you, it's me, your heart. Listen to me. We've got to talk. High blood pressure is serious, and yours? Whoa. What happened to us? We used to be so much more active. But lately you've been ignoring me. I know you think I'm just gonna keep ticking away forever, but you're wrong. You can do so much more to control your high blood pressure. Doing the minimum isn't doing enough. I'm under a lot of pressure and can quit whenever I want. Bet you didn't know that. But I like my job. Just treat me better. Check on me. Give me something green to nibble on every once in a while. And maybe we can do some exercise on occasion. Let's get to it. After all, we're in this together.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Hi, I'm Layla Ali. I might be undefeated in professional boxing, but there's one problem even I can't fight alone: childhood hunger. Over 17 million kids in America may not know where their next meal is coming from. That's 1 in 5 children. Yet billions of pounds of surplus food produced right here in America just get thrown out every year. That's more than enough to feed every last hungry child. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids before it goes to waste. But they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by going to feedingamerica.org. Together we can knock out hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
To help solve hunger in your community and to find your local food bank, visit feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Dad? Son, come home with me.
Visit the secret panda village?
Sleep like a panda. Eat like a panda.
I knew I wasn't eating up to my potential.
It's not always easy being a dad, but it's always worth it.
Let me teach you how to belly golf.
Awesome!
Take time to be a dad today.
Thanks, Dad.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than 4 walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learn to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
All right, Sunday morning breakfast. Call us at 516-900-2278. First thing people hear when we come back. You spent money for that?
I actually did it to myself.
What is? Oh wow!
I bought
you have an Apple Watch
yes,
now.
I do.
Congrats, sir.
I spent
Some
money.
ain't getting paid this month.
I had to invest.
Why is it dark in here?
That's why that phone went off.
on me.
That's why that phone went off last month.
All right, so yesterday was the royal wedding. Did anybody watch?
Listen,
Nobody watched it?
I did.
All right, go ahead.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
I have to sound off because I'm very pissed off about this. And the reason why I'm pissed off about this is because, mind you, 99% of my timeline is black, right?
Mm-hmm.
But everybody... The people who had negative stuff to say is like, fuck that wedding, da-da-da-da, it's Malcolm X's birthday. You don't care about Malcolm X until today because somebody's getting married. Then the next thing I hear is, oh, they're cousins. From 1480, if that's the case, me and my man could be related. All of us could be related in here from the slave trade.
Wait, what is that? Wait,
they're related from...
Who's related?
Meghan and Prince Harry.
Really?
Yeah, but they're related. They went back until... Right, 1480? Like, my whole thing is, you guys, if you didn't like it or you didn't want to watch it, don't watch it. But don't hate on somebody's love because all of a sudden now y'all think it's whack. Like, get out of here. That shit pissed me off so bad. It pissed me off so bad to know that us as a black community are so negative against love. Let them get married. What's your problem?
First of all,
Antoine says F that shit whack.
Yeah. that right there. But nobody can't say that shit about y'all wedding or who y'all get married to.
But the crazy thing is, like, that wedding was mad niggerish. Like, it was mad.
It was the blackest wedding ever.
It was the blackest wedding you ever saw.
It's because it's Chicago.
Right, no. The mother had dreads in the nose ring. There was a black pastor who took you to church.
Well,
like you know what I'm saying? Like
they never had that experience, by the way.
The actual choir was amazing, but nobody looked at that because all of a sudden it's a wedding. You didn't have to watch it, but don't shit on it. Don't shit on it.
One of the English people said they'd never seen a preacher with that much passion before.
Yo, so Ziggy says, oh shit. Ziggy says, sorry to be negative, but this royal wedding was a royal pain in my fat high yellow, but still black.
Why was it a pain? He didn't have to watch, but he didn't have to watch it though.
Antoine says Clune show.
Why was it a cool? I don't understand. You got to give me more than that, though.
I think, look, me personally, I don't give a shit about the wedding.
Me neither. Okay, but you.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm not saying here fucking with it. Like, I'll post a few jokes about it that, like, who watches it, who doesn't watch it is not my business. Like, I personally don't fuck with it, and that's what it is. Like, I don't fuck with the royal family.
Did you find it annoying to you?
I mean, no,
because you didn't pay attention to it. You didn't watch it.
I mean, like, but I'm not one of those people. Like, I'm not like, oh, look at your timeline. You're posting things. I'm not one of those people. I don't give a shit.
Right.
As long as you don't tag me in that dumb shit, I don't care.
I just think that people who were posting about, oh, this is, you should be worried about this as they
were worried about the Princess of
Muda. So we have to shut down everything just so let them get married. Like, I kind of get what she's saying.
I'm not excited about the wedding like she is. I do agree that you could still love Malcolm X and enjoy the wedding if you chose to.
Yeah.
Right.
Like they're making it seem like you watching a wedding and Malcolm X is looking down at you.
And like you can't,
with his glasses on his nose, judging you.
And
yes.
you can't stand for what you stand for and enjoy the wedding still. Like all of a sudden, oh fuck that! Like get out of here! Like,
but the funny thing is,
but my whole thing is, if it comes to y'all wedding and y'all kids and all that, nobody can say that about y'all.
Oh, you getting married? But how about the struggle?
Like your wife ain't black enough.
Antoine says plenty of royal black weddings, but y'all was amped to get up at 4 a.m. to see a white man.
Nobody got up at 4
a.m.
What are you talking about?
No. We saw the repeat on the news.
Yeah,
I
saw it on Twitter.
Antoine, right, but that's not it. Because somebody said, like, this is not the first royal black. But what family is covered more than this family? Like, no one's saying that there's not other royal black family.
Right. The name the royal black family that he watched then.
Right.
Antoine, let me know what royal family.
They're answering back. So Zig says that's the point, Crystal. I was trying to avoid it, but it was on every channel. Eventually, I said fuck it and went shopping.
The first one.
Right, but you didn't hate on it.
He threw his hands up. Oh God, I gotta go to Target. What the fuck is this? Capitalism.
To be fair, it's called Target.
Oh, Target. I'm sorry.
I'm
Yo, first of all, it wasn't on ESPN. It wasn't on. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on HBO.
But on your major channels is what he's
yeah,
saying.
but
I mean that's a fair assessment.
So he missed Talk Stoop. I'm sorry. like I was trying to watch this shit. Damn.
My man Thomas from Virginia says royal wedding hasn't happened yet. I haven't tied the knot yet. There you go, bro.
Oh, that's a great response.
And that's not bad, but exactly.
Dope.
But you're not hating on it.
And by the way, Malcolm X wasn't like militant the whole. Like, you mean to tell me he never danced?
There's no way he ain't dancing. Ain't no stopping us now.
Right.
Turn that up, Sister Betty. We're on the move. Yes.
Like, come on, man.
There's no way Malcolm X wasn't on the Soul Train line, son. No way.
White women in the beginning of his life.
Let's not do that.
There's some other rumors about him in the beginning of life, but we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that.
It was his birthday yesterday. Let's just respect. Let's just respect that.
No.
Let's just
we don't.
Let me Google this because everybody knows the answer to the question. Let me answer it for y'all.
Malcolm touching swine?
Yeah, no. We don't talk about that. But I mean, just say like Malcolm wasn't always like he could. There's no way you can live your life that angry at like 24/7. Like he goes to sleep. Like,
I know, right? Like he doesn't enjoy food.
I'm gonna eat this, goddammit.
But only because it's healthy and sustenance.
7 things you may not know about Malcolm X.
Come on, man.
One of them is going to be what I'm trying to avoid. Yes, he did date white women. We saw it in the movie.
Yes, we saw that in the movie.
Okay, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Well.
And no, she's gonna still say it.
Of
I mean, she ruined Black Panther for everybody.
There's that rumor about him that really pisses people off. So let's just leave that alone.
Then they'll listen. I don't want. And then Jay-Z,
even Zig says even the queen looked lost in a wedding. No, she didn't look lost.
She's
90 losing her kingdom to a half black woman. Yeah,
she's 90-something years old too. Like, come on, man. Like,
she's probably
what else do you want? But yeah, Malcolm wasn't angry all the goddamn time.
Antoine. Furthermore, if I ain't amping, don't mean I'm hating.
Oh, Antoine, you want to go back and forth with me this morning because I got time.
Apparently, so does Antoine.
Yeah, evidently.
You ain't the only one with a watch around here.
Listen, first off, with especially media these days, there's so many outlets you can watch different stuff. I get it. It was on every channel, every network channel. Okay, fine. You can go to YouTube.
You got Netflix.
You got Hulu. You have Netflix.
You got Fire Stick.
You got Fire.
Well,
there's so many outlets. There's so many ways you could get different content. You weren't forced to watch it. You didn't have to get out your living room and say, I gotta go shopping because of this shit. Come on, man. Like it wasn't that deep. And plus, it's a wedding. Like, what else do you want them to do?
Ironically, she's American.
Yeah, she's a black American.
That's what's cool about it.
All right, so
from Chicago.
Another poll question.
Okay.
Somewhat. What weddings on TV did you enjoy or look forward to? What were
that we had
theatrical
to watch
events to you?
First of all, you know what I'm gonna say.
You would say Dwayne and Whitley.
Dwayne and Whitley. Come on now.
But to be fair, it was Whitley and the Governor.
Well, yeah. Let's be fair.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. But I mean, that's probably top 5 dead or alive for me. That
is my top one as well. My second would be Luke and Laura.
I never saw
I was a big. Well, I mean, it happened before I was born. Yeah, but I was a big General Hospital guy as a kid. Luke and Laura was.
I never knew that about this guy.
Yeah, son. Is this more than Tim's and Fitties? You jerk. But no, son. Yeah, I was a big General Hospital guy. Luke and Laura was my shit, son.
I came from Young and Russell's was mine.
Who am I doing a show with?
We had no choice. When our mother General Hospital was occurring.
No, I'm messing with you, but
I know
General Hospital was crazy though. I'm sorry.
I can't find it was actually. I watched a couple of.
Is that the one with the hourglass thing?
No, that's Days of Our Lives.
Thank you.
I was a Days of Our Lives kid.
Okay.
And I'm here watching Power Rangers and shit. You guys watching soap operas?
Yeah, soap operas.
Wow.
Nah, you get to the point where, at least for me, where you over the Disney afternoon and I ain't have cable coming up. You know what I mean? So
you want to learn about real life.
Exactly, son. I'm too mature for that.
Exactly.
Right?
Parents weren't teaching us.
And within a week with the soap opera, you could be.
Meanwhile, I'm an immature grown man. But yes, but
you know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Maya B. Maya B says Luke and Laura was everything. Angelica says Frisco and Felicia.
So weird.
That was General Hospital too, if I can remember.
So y'all just going on TV shows.
I am so lost. Right?
Y'all just going on TV shows. What about movies?
But I mean, again, whatever. Like
Prince Akeem.
You know what's crazy? You know how they should do Black Panther 2? T'Challa getting married to old girl,
and that'll be the biggest thing ever.
That would be dope.
Crazy. It would be crazy.
That would be crazy. Another wedding that I think Dwayne Wayne and Whitley Gilbert. I mean, everybody wanted it to happen.
DeAndre says Cyclops and Phoenix.
Yo, now we're going. I mean, we're done.
Gouda says General Hospital baby here. Talk to him, Gouda. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I don't know. I mean, y'all getting to that nerd shit. I don't know.
Bakari or Antoine. Let's find out what were their favorite weddings.
Yes. Malcolm and Martin and Coretta.
You know what was actually
Malcolm and Betty. I cried at Malcolm and Betty's wedding.
You know what I think was a really good wedding for me too? I remember they did the special Nas and Khalees.
Oh God.
When she had that green wedding dress on.
Yeah, that didn't end
yeah,
too well.
That was nice. On the
Life is
Keyword.
That was a good one.
Was.
It was a good one.
I'm just saying, like, well, I want to know what their wedding, like, oh, they probably Coming to America one. That's probably what the one they're gonna go to. Yeah. Nah.
Oh, there was memes about that.
You can't be woke 24/7, man.
I think you can, apparently.
Apparently you can.
Like, you can't even go to your friend's wedding. Like,
P.L. Scott says Sinclair and Obi.
Oh yeah.
They had a wedding.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the episode before that, did he get stuck up or robbed or something like that? I don't remember. Or when he was trying to propose, something happened. The ring got stolen, and he actually chased the dude down. So I'm the only one that watch Fox on Thursday nights around here. It's coming back. Like you're looking at me like, you know,
I
know. I know.
Right?
AM radio. Yes, like we discussed in that clip. We in the 90s, Crystal listening to World War II shit on AM radio.
You know, I'm not the connoisseur of that.
No, I don't.
Antoine Stupid, he said Muhammad and all his wives, but that's besides the point. Yo, what was the dude? I can't. Yo, and forgive me for forgetting his name.
Oh,
what was the dude?
Martin and Gina. That was a great wedding.
That was a great wedding.
That was a good wedding.
Oh, they had it in Jamaica. Something.
Yeah.
Babyface.
Cole didn't make it though.
Cole did not make it. But Babyface sang, and Martin did that dance before he. That dance was crazy. Yes.
That was a great wedding. You brought Luke and Lori. I did because I remember.
Thank you, Erica. That was the engagement. Thank you.
I remember that was huge.
Mm-hmm. Martin Gina. Mm-hmm.
That was like
Martin and Gina.
No, I'm talking about the
Luke
and Laura thing.
Yeah.
Like
that was
apparently that
was
was everywhere. Yeah, that was TV history.
Let me not ask you because you lost him.
Yeah, I definitely lost the
trivia.
trivia, so I can't answer that question.
Didn't
Bino
they
couldn't
break
answer
up
that
before
question.
they wedded for a second? Martin and Gina.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did, right?
Who they broke up?
They broke up before they got engaged.
Yeah, they broke up.
She moved to New York or something like that. She had that bad haircut.
Oh,
and they only could speak to each other via phone call.
Brian McKnight sang in the park. It was real weird. Yes,
they couldn't speak to each other face to face. So it had to be via phone call.
Nah, that was like the last season.
Yeah,
weird. Yes.
Yeah, it was bad. It was.
I could never forgive him for that last season.
That last season was horrible.
Like
once they started working at the record label or something.
Yeah, because that was supposed to be a spinoff.
Yeah,
they were gonna spin off. And give Pam a show where she worked at the record label.
That definitely was gonna work.
Thank God that didn't happen.
That was gonna work.
Was that supposed to be on UP? That was supposed to be on UPN 9 or something?
I think so. Yo, that shit WB written all over.
Is that the one with the frog?
Yes.
Yeah. She's in the 90s.
Is that the one with the coon frog that was singing about WB? Yo, he had the cane and everything. Exactly. That shit was ridiculous.
WB.
And then there's this. I know you're a church going person here.
Here we go.
There's this church that's I guess been created. The Church of Beyonce.
I don't think it was a church. I think it was an actual sermon.
It's a sermon based on
Beyonce,
songs by Beyonce.
No, I'm not going.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. No, we're gonna keep checking, right?
You wouldn't go to that. You wouldn't go to see that court. You would what?
I'm going to the concert.
So wait a minute.
It's similar to church.
So you would go to mass, a boring ass mass, okay?
No, my masses are not boring at all.
Who's playing with plastic?
Oh, sorry. I heard mass in church. I started
opening up verses.
I heard mass in church. I started getting shakes for second day.
What they did to you. I have to call and ask your mother what they did.
A church in San Francisco, California, is raising eyebrows with an unlikely event they are calling a Beyonce mass with hundreds in attendance. Grace Cathedral Church says the event is a chance for people to find God through secular music. Others are calling it evil, saying they're trying to substitute Jesus with Beyonce. At least with Beyonce, you see and hear. In the Facebook video, the congregation is seen leading worshiping to a set of Beyonce songs while the crowd dances, sings, and raises their hands to the tunes. We have a community that is youthful and loving and looks to the world as a partner, not as an enemy.
They're linking it to the Eye of Horus and the Illuminati.
Here we go. Illuminati shit.
I would like to see this mass so I can speak on it. I can't speak on something I haven't seen.
Yo, Zig says this is just as bad as the Church of Fawns. Yeah.
What show was that?
Happy Days.
No, there was an episode of the Church of that was Family Guy.
Yes,
Family Guy.
I can't. I don't. First of all, I'm not really with the worshiping celebrities. Her husband, for example, is probably my favorite rapper. Nailed me down and asked me to name someone at the end of the day. But when I go to a church of Jay-Z or anything, that's ridiculously corny.
So
like, stop the weird shit. Like, you got to see these people in there. Like, yes, and they're like having the sermon and they're putting like her song titles in. It's so stupid. I can't do it.
Oh, you saw it. You saw the
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I watched the video.
To take things a step further, Reverend Harmon goes on to say that Beyonce is a better theologist than many of the pastors and priests in church today. That is not an exaggeration. The video includes examples of Beyonce's religious symbolism in her music and performances, from dressing as the African deity, the Virgin Mary, and scenes in her video that reference the Last Supper.
Yeah, nah, son, there's definitely some weirdo shit.
I understand.
That's weird. That's weird.
I do understand the connection in trying to get the youth involved in religion, but this is wild, though.
Dude, let's go to church. They're talking about Beyonce.
Yeah, no. Let me tell you something, and I feel like people give their kids too much of a choice, because back in the day, listen, you wasn't listening to at my house, we couldn't listen to anything besides like gospel music on a Sunday. Like, we went to church to listen to gospel music on a Sunday. There was not they would tell, my mother would be like, turn that off. Like, you're not listening to that today.
And look at that.
I don't mean to be,
for permission
and I know Voice is going to agree with me here, and
What's
I don't mean to be the party. So you're saying a church of Beyonce is weird? That's fair. That's what you're saying, correct?
100%.
Yes, it is very weird.
Yeah, yes, very
but
weird.
church in general isn't weird at all.
No, I agree with that.
Believing,
it's also weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you guys believe?
No.
And that's fine and dandy if you think church is weird, but it gets weirder when you're here.
Adding a celebrity,
exactly, making them a god.
Right.
Slap you.
Antoine says blasphemy.
Tasha says, I love Beyonce, but I think this is over the top.
I mean,
Bacardi says, anytime Mace has his own church, I'm not surprised. There's a difference between Mace being a preacher or pastor at a church and the church being about Beyonce. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Julian, you're correct. She does.
Who does?
Beyonce.
She follows an African deity.
Yeah. Well.
Yes, that's why she wears the yellow. Everybody, like, that's a symbolism in it. But a lot of people, that's a deeper conversation that a lot of people don't understand.
But we also believe that a woman gave birth without having sex to the Son of God.
I absolutely believe that. Yes. Yes.
Gudit says the Last Supper.
Amazing.
What? Amazing.
So dancing to praise, praising single ladies
who are asexual. They were asexual.
Is in the church. That's crazy. But a woman giving birth to a child without having sex with a man
who was asexual.
Immaculate conception.
Right. Oh,
immaculate conception.
That's not weird whatsoever.
Who's asexual?
I mean, obviously she was. She didn't have sex. She gave birth.
Thus the name Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
No. I don't. That's not what she ended
Well,
up.
asexual means that she's not attracted to either or. We don't know that.
She was able to actually give birth without even having.
What was Jesus' father?
Joseph.
Yes.
Joseph, who did nothing at all.
Chill. It's been a while since I've been in Catholic school. Relax.
Right.
Joseph, who did nothing.
Wait a minute.
It'll come back to us.
Thank you.
But hold on. But you mean to tell me
Joseph didn't do anything at all?
Yo, I'm saying, you mean to tell me, so Mary, the Virgin Mary, goes to Joseph and says, "Hey, I'm pregnant."
He did it. He did it.
An angel came
It was
to Joseph
telepathically.
as well.
He was telepathically.
It wasn't.
And then he was told.
Why are you acting like you didn't learn this in school? Stop it.
Oh, I learned it. Doesn't necessarily mean I believe it.
And all
I
y'all
learned it.
School, stop it.
Just
Stop
because I learned it
acting.
doesn't mean I believe it.
You mean to tell me right off the bat he believed that?
You don't believe in a religion.
I'm not disrespecting a religion.
Yeah,
I'm giving my
don't disrespect me
opinion.
because you don't believe in it.
I'm giving my opinion.
I don't disrespect things I don't believe in. Like
I'm not disrespecting anything. I'm giving you my opinion.
On a good Christian Sunday.
This is my opinion.
Where we should be in church, but we're doing this show.
This is my opinion.
I told you when you first asked me to do this shit. I said, listen, you want to interfere with my church.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're interfering with my church time.
Oh,
really?
Right. But
I'm sorry, it's my opinion.
So Antoine asked you, Preach. He says, so you mean to tell me you came from a monkey?
Right.
What?
He's asking you.
You racist motherfucker.
Yeah,
Antoine is just as Haitian as the rest of y'all.
Of course, right. I do believe in evolution, absolutely. When you can show me proof and science is proving it,
I agree with that.
Oh,
yes.
Jesus. All right, hold on. So,
yes, I believe that we are descendants. Oh, I don't know where we came from, but I believe there was an evolution of the human body.
So the musclehead Skillet, who was once a great American and hero to me, says, "Watch 1,000 years from now, there will be a Bible on Beyonce. Religion is such a brainwashing bunch of crap."
Yeah, we done opened up the floodgates, man.
I mean, we should really do a segment.
On what?
I'm my head with this bullshit. Either you believe or you don't. I don't care. Like.
I'm just saying.
It's
my
like
last point.
It's like
my last point.
one day.
My last point.
Yeah, well, sure. Why
my
not?
last point. The Pope and the Catholic Church apologized to Galileo based on evolution.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
They admitted they come to terms that evolution definitely was a fact, and they apologized too. The church apologized to evolution. I'm just saying.
So do you want to? So I think you all voice an apology.
I'm
just saying.
For shit because I feel like.
Hey, this is Sunday morning. You can't be cursing.
You shut up. I feel like people.
You shut up.
If people don't respect, I feel like if people don't believe in something, they don't respect it. And my whole thing is, there's a lot of things that I don't believe in, but I respect it wholeheartedly because someone else believes in. And I'm not telling you to. Just don't shit on something that your whole family
I'm not shitting on it.
We're not shitting on it.
I believe
dialogue.
I'm not talking about where. I'm talking about you.
I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to respond to you. Hold on. I'm going to respond to you. This is a place of dialogue, and I'm at freedom to give my opinion. That's it.
That is a fact. We are
a place of dialogue.
Regardless of how y'all feel about it, we going to speak on it.
Of course.
Nobody get offended. Everybody chill.
No, I don't think he should. Listen, we had to believe in it to get an A in our high school.
Exactly, and I used that resource.
Right.
And
I had to listen. We had to read the books.
I had to go to a secondary school in order for me to
conform.
You
had other issues, my friend. So this guy's fainting in class.
Bro, exactly.
So what happened in Matt?
Right.
Yes.
Is it lunchtime? No, I mean, listen, by not believing in something doesn't mean I disrespect what it is. I'm just a person who likes proof.
Yes.
Some of the stories, and some people have used religion to whether push an agenda.
Of course.
Enslave people.
Absolutely.
Let's be real.
Indeed, yes.
And unfortunately, I have a problem with somebody using a religion that has no, I don't want to say proof, but I mean, some of the stories are a little bit,
especially in our country.
Out there, especially in our country. My mother is diehard religion. Like if I told her this stuff, she'd be like, "Alan, you're out of your mind. You're going to hell," and so on and so forth.
Oh, so you never discuss the fact that you're atheist with your mom?
Yes, I mean I've said listen. I think she knows it by the fact that I don't go to church. I don't do any of that stuff. To be quite honest with you.
Let me answer Gudit's question here. Why can't anyone see nerves being struck with Miss Crystal? Just be sensitive and switch tactics.
Don't
just keep going the same route.
No,
here's the thing.
Sorry.
Again, here's the thing.
Let
me answer that. We're a talk fucking show.
Yeah,
right,
you don't like what we're saying, turn the shit off.
Right.
You have every right to do that.
Of course.
Everyone has different opinions. There's 4 of us. We're going to have different opinions about something, and that's that. Right. Me and Crystal are Christians. We believe in that. You two don't.
Right.
And it's all good.
Right.
Okay? But we're going to discuss it, period.
I would never want them to stop speaking about something if my nerves are struck, because there's times everyone's nerve is going to get struck, and we're going to keep going back and forth, but I would never want them to stop.
If we're going to do a show where everyone agrees with what we're saying, we'd sit here and have the fucking quiet hour.
No. Nobody be watching the show.
It'd be a stay tuned. We'll be right back. And that's what it will be. Shit. Y'all hate our commercials. Our commercials are nothing but
how about y'all stop believing it?
Okay? Check to see if you have diabetes. Throw the football around with your kid. Those are the kind of commercials we have. And we come back from break. God, those commercials suck. I hate your face, Pino. All right, cool. It is what it is. So get off our dicks with that. Like, we're not here for that. We're not here to say like it's not what it is.
Believe in
No,
diabetes.
because after the show, Carl will be taking my pictures in the front. Like,
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah,
what? And that photo should be long as hell. Son.
Yeah.
You better work. Crystal be laying on. Carl be upside down with the camera phone.
But I get the best shots from Carl.
What? Carl ain't much on religion and
but a photo?
But photography, what? The voice got it on smash.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And don't ask him about no death songs neither. I don't know where he came from with that shit.
You don't even know
did you or did you not see him die?
He picked Pharrell Happy.
Bro, exactly.
That's the worst.
And he spent a little bit of money on that watch. So
I
who
actually
knows?
did. Yes.
What a depressing song that was.
It was
because I'm happy. Oh man.
Yeah. The Flintstone theme. Happily dead.
They're talking about a room without a roof. That means that they had to go up here. Like, no.
Shaheem. The name alone makes me start laughing. I get happy immediately. Get out of here.
Hold on, before we get to break, I gotta find. I want to hear this song. I gotta just in case, right? I'm gonna play like 5 seconds of it. I don't want to get. I don't want because I don't even want to get it.
We ain't trying to get cut off over Jaheim. I don't even think Facebook cares. Go ahead, play the shit.
My mother loves
Jaheim. Go ahead.
My mother loves Jaheim.
Because you and Auntie
What is uplifting about this beat? I mean, what is
the lyrics?
What is death about this
Just
beat?
in case I don't make it home tonight, I'm gonna be making love to you for the last night. Or the last time.
You always find something
Wait a
about
minute.
sex,
So wait a
boy.
minute.
Yes. I'm gonna be making love to you for the last time.
G-line ever.
Is that that's
That's him saying goodbye.
What you used to take Danielle down?
Oh man, we gotta go to break. Sunday. Yo, Gouda might have had a point. We might have to
go to commercial.
Sunday morning breakfast. When we come back, we have a news of the weird. I've always known this might have been a problem in this industry, and now it's being addressed. Finally, in the porn industry. Discrimination is being addressed.
Oh, God.
How do we go from religion to porn? I have no idea, but
only we can.
Only we can. Sunday morning breakfast. We'll be right back.
teach you how to belly golf.
Awesome!
Take time to be a dad today.
Thanks, Dad.
Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
This is why you work so hard to pay the mortgage. Because home is more than four walls and a roof. It's that porch swing on a summer night. It's pajamas with feet and everybody over for Sunday dinner. And that old stuffed chair in the living room you just can't get rid of. This is why you work a second job. This is why you learn to fix things yourself, so you could save on repairs. Because home is your place, your memories, your family sleeping in their own beds at night. And that is why we want to help. We are making home affordable, a free government resource that can make paying the mortgage easier. And now even more options are available. Call 888-995-HOPE today. That's 888-995-HOPE. Or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov.
Good night, Mama.
This is why. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Dog Show. Up next, we have Satchmo. Satchmo is a member of the Shelter Pet Group.
That's right, a group known especially for their couch-snuggling, ball-chasing, face-licking, tail-wagging, backyard-hanging, and, of course, companionship.
And what breed would you say Satchmo is?
I'd have to go with maybe a lavish terrier-hound chihuahua-looking kind of mix.
Tremendous dog.
I'd also like to point out Satchmo's coloring, a white, gray, brown, black brindle, simply marvelous.
You know, it's such a treat to watch a dog like this.
Now, let's see him in action.
Look how he makes eye contact with his person.
That's actually known as the treat stare.
How intuitive. And now he appears to be excitedly turning in circles.
Ah, the happy dance, so common with this group.
And finally, the loving face lick.
It's great how he just gets in there and, well, licks.
Fantastic. But really, the best way to know an amazing shelter pet like Satchmo is to meet one.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org today. Adopt.
Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Why don't you sit down and shut up?
Reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
On getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
It's 6:42 p.m. Time for Steve Plotto and his son Dylan to do the dishes. They talk about everything from the yuckiness of girls to the awesomeness of his soccer team. Sometimes they don't talk at all. Then, hey! The dreaded splash fight. It's Dad o'clock, and it's the best time of the day. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Today, my new dad threw a barbecue.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, the chicken, the salad.
They were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window, Mrs. Wakeham's window, Mrs. Wakeham's windshield, and then somehow my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
The hospital's on the right! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
All right. News of the weird for this week, and attention to Antoine and Bakari for this, because I want to know what their feelings are about this and what their actions.
I'm already angry. I don't even know what you're talking about.
I plan on. I don't know what they have planned, but I hope they take some action on this because this is true oppression right here. So, black adult film star is suing a director after his white female co-star called him the N-word twice during a scene without his permission. Maurice McKnight, 38, whose porn star name is Mo the Monster, filed a lawsuit at Los Angeles County Superior Court against Arizona-based DF Productions and James Joseph Camp on Thursday. McKnight claims that Camp tried to convince him twice to consent to the racial slur, but he adamantly refused. I told him no, I don't like the word.
Listen, we're just going to say nigger at this part. You down with that? No? Okay, we'll discuss this later.
I said I don't care if she's okay with it. Of course she's going to be okay.
I get to say nigger?
I don't care if she's okay with it. I don't like that word, and I'm not down with it.
That's right.
The adult film actor says his co-star Deborah Hinkle.
Yes.
Let me just save that.
Deborah Hinkle, yes.
Whose porn name is Ryan Connor.
Yes.
You want to say that part?
Wait, her porn name is Ryan Connor?
What in the male name is that?
Yeah, I know. Why would her? All right, whatever. Was present during both exchanges, but she said the word twice anyway while filming the ejaculation scene, which was later uploaded to the interracial porn website Dog Fart.
The interracial porn website is called Dog Fart?
Dog Fart, yeah. I've never heard of that before.
Isn't that a gay site?
I have. It's not.
You're taking a lot of notes over there. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Here he says, I just felt violated and betrayed. I've shot over 50 scenes for this company for a long time. I was one of their top guys.
Oh, I can't.
And I'm always...
He's employee of the month.
Terrible.
Yo.
Y'all really crack each other up.
Terrible.
Yo, but... I was one of their top guys. What does it take to be a top guy in the porn industry?
A great performer, obviously.
I guess you gotta be a great performer.
All right, okay.
And I'm always publicly talking about racism. For them to even ask me was an insult.
He's a regular,
Brother Malcolm. Then to do it against my will, it hurts. It feels like it was a setup. Dan Gillian, McKnight's attorney, says the use of the N-word in the workplace is extraordinarily harmful to African American workers. It's a violent, abusive word that embodies the pure evil of racism.
In an otherwise peaceful work environment.
Right. It has no place in our society. Mo is going high by filing a lawsuit instead of acting in
while they go low, yes.
Instead of acting in a kind to this egregious act of racism. According to the lawsuit, DF Productions targets racist viewers and entices them into paying DFI money in exchange for the right to view racist adult films. I never seen that category.
He just went flaccid afterwards. I mean,
that's some funny shit, though.
Wait, you never seen that category on what?
Just ever.
You asked the question.
I've actually seen racist porn. I've seen racist porn. It's pretty funny.
You've seen racist. So
what is it? All right. So help our audience. A bunch of virgins here. Help our audience. What is this
to keep
exactly?
it PC. You know, they pretty much were just racial slurring each other. You white mother, blah, 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 blah. The white guy's like, where's your do-rag?
What?
Did you like
I love it when you put your do-rag on.
That would be the most, forget the N-word. That would be the most offensive part.
Yo, what?
I wish somebody would tell me to go find my head tie. Excuse me?
No,
What?
and your do-rag.
I don't wear do-rag.
The females will be head tie. But point is, wow.
Yeah, it was.
That to me is the most.
I can't find it. It was awesome. It was pretty awesome.
Bakari and Antoine ain't up on. Listen, y'all need to find.
Antoine said slave shit. Their favorite nigga is Omarosa.
What?
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Here we go.
Wow. No, he's saying that the whole idea of this shit is slave shit.
Oh,
Their
okay.
favorite nigga would be Omarosa.
What does it say also? So here's yeah.
Ooh, Gouda said felt violated. I'm sure that's what she said after the backdoor scene too.
Come on.
Oh.
Man. All right, guys.
Wow.
All right.
Guys, please. No, but let's be fair here. We're joking, okay? This man has a right to arch white women's backs without being called a nigger. Yes? Can we all agree on that?
Depending on the scene.
No, it's not depending on the scene. I mean, really, especially if you approached him with it twice and he said no.
So I'm gonna ask the question again.
Well,
Did he go flaccid? Did he just get turned off afterwards?
Did he finish the scene?
That's what
So
I'm
let me.
saying.
All right. So here's a part. Here's the continuation of the story. So after
I'm
the
on the edge of my seat here.
After the incident,
Scene 2.
McKnight asked for the footage to be edited by the company, but the director refused his demands.
So he finished.
McKnight alleged. I guess he did. McKnight alleged that Cable Rosenberg, the owner of the company, also sent him abusive messages when he continued to protest. Fraudulent act of racism in the workplace over the several months. He says in a text message, Rosenberg. Okay. He says, and this is a quote. This is not anything I'm saying. He says, "Make your dick hard again and stop being a beta male. It's getting embarrassing. Any more torturous interference and we'll take this to court," Rosenberg wrote in a text message to McKnight.
Rosenberg. Huh?
Cam also said in a message to McKnight, "You're a disgrace to your people, to your family, to yourself."
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Yo.
Yes, all his ancestors, all his porn ancestors.
Antoine has paused you again. You've been paused about 10 times today. And it's not
I
even
get paused this
talk about
time.
that. Did you say, did he go flaccid?
Yeah.
Yeah, super pause.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I think it's a legitimate question. Like if you're a
No,
male
I'm just
porn,
saying what Antoine said.
but if you're a
Antoine's
male
super
porn
paused.
star, if you're that guy, if you're what's his name, Maurice.
Mo, yes.
Mo the monster. I'm sorry.
God.
If
Mo
you're
the monster?
Yo, and the picture's hilarious. Yes, this is the picture of Mo the monster.
He looks like a porn star that's serious about civil rights. Look at his face.
like
he's got his arms open. And I'm a porn star, but I'm meant to be taken seriously about my rights.
I'm not down for oppression.
Yo,
but I'm up for you.
He's going through the neighborhoods. Come on, little kids, you don't want to go the route I
I'm
went.
not down for oppression,
But I'm up for you. Pause again, yo. Wow, this episode, I tell you,
yo, this is one of the
I think
craziest
you guys
episodes
need,
ever.
Might want to edit me out.
Right, you guys may agree that this is why we need more commercials, because when we don't have commercials, it's so crazy.
We're this story's crazy though. I'm just saying. Listen, he's standing up for what he believes in, and this is the making sure that African Americans in the workplace. Yes. Especially in the porn workplace, are treated with respect.
Correct.
And not the N-word doesn't have to be part of the scene. Although, if this is racist porn and he knew beforehand, this is racist porn, and this is a thing. This does exist.
Yes, it does exist.
Okay.
Like you can't have a line.
Yeah, right. You can't have a line.
Like,
if
okay,
it's
so
racist porn. Like, okay.
But I mean, with everything, you're going to have a line. So, all right, it's racist porn. And they're going to be like, all right, you guys are in the cotton fields.
Yeah,
you're going to be...
That term actually has been used in racist porn.
Really?
Yes, it has.
What kind of shit is this?
Yep.
Welcome to S&B, where you could talk about religion.
Yes.
You can talk about royal weddings. You can talk about Beyonce. You can talk about porn. All in 2 hours.
And one of us seems to be an expert in this racist porn thing. So anyway, back to you, Voice. So what kind of scenes are generated in this whole...
Oh, gosh.
I think I've seen
I'm
some
gonna
of
go
it.
buy you more bird
you
claws.
think?
In passing.
You walk by and it happened to be on.
In passing. I think some of it is like black guys. They're going into a house. They're like they're robbing a house, and this white girl's a damsel in distress, and they end up like, but she's down to having sex with them.
Can I move my seat over there? Y'all?
Like,
you could just move
that's
over.
part of the
even crazier.
Or they're having a barbecue and the white girl calls the cops, but more black guys come and they all wind up having.
Yes. I see something similar.
Yeah.
There's a Starbucks one.
Hey, exactly.
Two guys are
Where
taking
guys
it.
get up and get down. Yes.
I seen one blindfolded actually.
Have you now?
Yeah, and she was performing fellatio with PPC, and she said it tasted like an off-brand, so she knew it wasn't black. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is what you do in your spare time, aside from make
Long
shakes
time
and
passing.
work
Long
out?
time passing. I haven't
Right.
time now.
That was the old voice.
No, I'm with preaching. I'm with preaching on that. Yeah.
You were preaching what?
Long time passing. It was a long time ago.
Pause.
And by the way, so 50 Cent is in trouble again. So Tierra Marie, I don't think did you see any of this? So her sex tape was released. So apparently her ex-boyfriend logged into her Instagram account, okay, and then posted up, I guess, a photo of her. How do I say this with substances on her face, okay, post substance, okay, and another one was of her giving fellatio.
Is it a pre-subs?
Well,
let it.
Yeah, that's good. And so she is now suing, obviously, her ex-boyfriend and 50 Cent because he shared it on his page.
Yeah, when's
now,
50 gonna learn though?
But this is serious because this is deemed as revenge porn.
Revenge porn.
Which in certain states gets you in a lot of trouble there. But 50 got to chill. 50 lost what, $6 million? Rick Ross's baby mother over the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that again?
I don't think he had to pay it though because he claimed bankruptcy.
But at the end of the day, if you got in trouble for it before, just chill. Quit while you ahead.
He's the ultimate petty man.
Like, you know how celebs have these like social media accounts and you know they don't run them?
Mm-hmm.
I know he runs his social media.
No, of course. Yeah, absolutely he does.
Like,
absolutely.
he runs social media like he got nothing else to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's two people in this world who run their social media account, 50 and Trump.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
Oh, yeah, 50.
Absolutely. But the thing is, I mean, how much of a sucker are you as an ex-boyfriend? Why would you even do that? To even post those type of intimate pictures on her site, on her Instagram page. Like what? And you didn't know that was
Ladies, take a page in this book, and men too. If it's a picture, you have it in your phone and not their phone, and don't give anybody your code. I don't care how in love you are with people. Do not give people your code because you don't know what people do when they're mad. Point blank. Period. I'm not giving anybody my code. Sorry. Like I'll open my phone for you. Here you go.
I don't know if there's any level of anger that you would force somebody to do that.
Right. And it's like husbands do it to wives, wives do it to husbands. Like there's no like
shit is wild corny.
Sanctity in this.
Nah, that's the
That's
ultimate
corny.
of scum pettiness though. Like there's no
just leave the person alone. If they got you that upset, leave it alone. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
And you know this woman has a career, like, and you're doing that to just ruin her name. Like,
to be fair, the career is
I
not much of a
mean,
career.
you know what I mean, though. Come on, like, you know,
love and
she
hip-hop
is
thing.
It's a one-song wonder there.
Yeah.
I can't even call it a hit.
I agree, but still, she has some type of presence.
Of
Like,
course,
and that's
right.
why he did it.
That shit's corny as hell.
No, you can't do that. No, I just don't. And like I said, this could be huge trouble for 50 because the revenge porn is growing to be a very serious offense.
Right, but is it considered revenge if he didn't take the picture, he just reposted it? Because I feel like if that's the case, a lot of
without
people
her
on social
without her consent though.
But
then-
that's like, okay, so example, that's like sorry to cut you, Pino. That's like what's his name? Damn it.
Who, the Kardashian kid?
Scabbeezy. Everybody
okay.
reposted his stuff.
Who's that?
Oh, the Safari.
Safari.
Oh, okay.
That's everybody posted.
What did we just call him? What?
Scabbeezy. That's what they used to call him. Yeah. So that's not like everybody posted
Safari.
that.
Jesus Christ.
When he first came out, that was his name, Scabbeezy. So everybody reposted that. So can he sue everyone who posted?
That's a
See
valid
what I'm saying?
question.
Like, and he he said that it was leaked on his account or whatever, and of course he's not going to say who leaked it.
Right.
But even if like everyone that posted it, that means that he can sue everybody, and that thing went around. Like women were harassing him.
I think it's different. I think if you consent to it, if you're not, and I think there's also a double standard with it. I mean, look at the reaction that he got, and it was like, oh, look at Scabby, and we're gonna look at him.
I was in his comments every day. His comments was the funniest comments I think I've ever seen in my life.
But I think if it's a woman, it's like, oh my god, like poor girl, like she has to go through that. I think there's a double standard.
When on break we were just talking about double standards. Like,
I mean, but so much so that he went on the Breakfast Club that week and was promoting
promoted his, he used it for promotion, yeah.
So how much of a, you know what I mean? So
I'm telling you, revenge porn, I'm telling you, it's becoming a big.
No, it's a problem.
Big problem.
I just feel like I just want to know what are we gonna do to help out Mo the Monster here to make sure there's nothing like this. Nothing like this happens to him again.
Mo is gonna sit there and get what he get.
I'm pretty sure Brother Malcolm would have defended this man.
Whoa!
Hey yo!
Hey yo! You see?
I tell y'all one secret, and this how y'all do me?
It's not me.
I didn't say anything. We're gonna take a
That's why I keep my Snapple facts to myself, y'all. Y'all ain't worthy.
Sunday morning
Erica
breakfast.
Nielsen's
Just play the
Safari
sickle cell
shop
commercial.
The sickle cell commercial. Yes. Diabetes.
Play the diabetes commercial again.
We'll be right
We
back.
like
Sunday
that
morning
one.
breakfast. Winners and losers coming up next.
How could I not be there for her? I had no idea how hard it would be, and just what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood and, even for me, ways to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics that got me started, but also information about the hurdles I was facing in this new role. I could even connect with experts and hear from others who had been in my place. I know this road we're on isn't an easy one, but I'm really happy to have the extra help for her and for me.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. This message is brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It only takes a minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it at doihaveprediabetes.org. But you're probably not going to. Nope. I'm sure you've got a perfectly good excuse. Kids, work. I get it. You're busy. So what better time than now? Let's begin. Raise one finger if you're a man. Ladies, none yet. Oh, count in your head if you're driving. Now, 3 more fingers for everyone over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40, 1 more if you're not physically active, another finger if anyone in your family has type 2 diabetes, another if you've got high blood pressure. If you're overweight, raise another finger, 2 if you're very overweight, and 3 if you're really overweight. You've just taken the world's first audio prediabetes test. And if you're holding up 5 or more fingers, visit doihaveprediabetes.org or talk to your doctor. There's no excuse because prediabetes can be reversed.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its pre-diabetes awareness partners.
It's Thursday night and you're grabbing drinks with some friends. Started off with a pitcher for the table, which quickly becomes 2. There's pool. And there's the photo booth.
All right, everybody squeeze in. Say cheese.
Followed naturally by an order of wings. And another.
Can we get some extra ranch sauce?
Then there's the ceremonial nightcap.
So what are we doing this weekend?
And lastly, it's back to the car, which, if you're buzzed, could be the most expensive night of your life. Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape? You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Why don't you sit down and shut up?
What? Why don't I sit down and what?
I said, why don't you sit down and shut up? Sit down and shut up!
Sit down and shut up. Sit down and shut up.
Sit down and shut up! Sit down and shut up!
Sit down and shut up!
Sit down and shut up!
Yeah, Sunday morning breakfast sit down segment, winners and losers for the week, May 20th. Let's start it off with Bino. Bino, who is your winner for this week, sir?
Oh man, my head's hurting.
Yeah, I can't with y'all. No, I'm not.
Yes, so Karen, as I like to call her, the barbecue snitcher, is the young lady from last week who decided that
the barbecue
having charcoal at a barbecue is a crime.
Right.
So the media has been far too mean to her, and I'm absolutely
The internet, man. The internet is undefeated.
And I love it because it's today's justice. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she probably would have gotten away with it or whatever. if not for the internet. So let's take a look at some of these memes here.
What is your favorite, sir? So you have the one where she's at the sit-in.
I do like that one.
Do like that one. That was pretty good.
I like the one
What's
with-
the one with Rosa Parks?
That is
was
also
funny.
very
The one with
classic.
Brother Oh, man.
Yes, Malcolm again.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's at Soul Train.
The one at Soul Train was great. The
Yeah.
one with her living single.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Let me see if I
Yes,
have that one
yes.
there.
She was reporting them for.
That
Oh,
one was
her-
funny. This one
her
was my
and
best one.
Wakanda. Yes.
That is also classic. Yes. Yes. So they've actually put this young lady's real name and everything out there.
Oh, yes.
Apparently,
Without the
she works
glasses.
at Stanford University.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Apparently,
she worked in them all.
she also was visiting SMB. Wow. What was she doing here?
Wow.
Classic.
She's been tagged Karen Barbecue Snitcher as well. I wonder who did that foolishness. But yes, nonetheless,
right, yes.
she's bothered the poor people at SMB as well. So yes, we got her.
She tagged herself in.
Yes, Zick says he's tagged me in a few. He certainly has. Yes.
Yeah. Well, shouts out to the internet.
So yeah, so
for
the internet is my winner this
being
week.
undefeated.
Correct.
All right, Voice, who is your winner for this week,
I'm
sir?
gonna give the devil his due. I'm gonna give it to Beyonce.
You think the devil is due, and I'm going to give it to Beyonce?
She's generated so much power that literally the lives of people are changing. They're literally worshiping this girl to the point that she's reached church status. She bought a church for $850,000. I think she bought the church for.
What's she going to do with the church?
She's going to own it, and they're going to praise her.
That's
the Church
crazy.
of Beyonce.
You
I'm
can't
telling
own. Well, you can't do that. Like,
You
bought a church to own it.
She bought a church, and they're going to be praising that girl. She's generating so much power.
Whoever,
I got to give her. I gotta
whoever
give her
her
credit.
accountant is, price. Yo, listen, you
I
need
gotta
to
give her
invest in some
credit.
churches. Church, forget
that woman credit.
real estate.
You know how much power
Get a
that
church.
is?
Wow. All right, Crystal, who is your winner for this week?
My winner for this week goes to Doria Ragland, who is Meghan Markle's mother.
Mhm.
I feel like the way she stood by herself and stood behind her daughter, she is the epitome of a black mother. She is the epitome of no matter what goes on, I'm going to be standing right behind you, whether there's a million people with me or no one with me. And I think that's amazing. Go ahead. Say what you got to say over there.
I'm still thinking about something from earlier. Go ahead.
No, you guys.
I think you know I'm going with that too. Let's leave that alone.
I can't with y'all. Yo.
No, you did it.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you did. You did.
All right, well, I'm going to give the winner out to somebody who was involved with the royal wedding, although none of us have met him before. I want to give it to the whole wedding as an event. I thought it was really dope. Like I said, mad niggers, mad black people there, really dope. But I want to give a shout out to the cello player that was there. This black cello player. Let me make sure I get his name right. I can't. Well, you know what? I'm gonna try to pronounce it. I might butcher it, so I apologize now. He goes by the name of Shakul Khan Mason. He was the cello player who performed at the royal wedding yesterday, and like I said, it was like they played "Stand By Me." I was waiting for them to play Marvin. Like it was an unbelievable event. Looked really diverse. A lot of black people there, and looked really dope. So shout out to him and everybody who had a good time there. Sorry, Bakari and Antoine. Losers for this week. Who is your loser for this week, Beyond?
He's pretty much my loser for every week, but in this week in particular, it would be the great George Zimmerman, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, he is broke to the tune of $2.5 million in debt and has to have a public defender. Do you know how broke you have to be to have a public defender?
Well, hey, or you could be
or yes, you could.
You could be us, pretty much.
You can mind your damn business and
right.
not get away with killing kids. But yes, someone who sold the gun. Did he not sell his gun for however much money? So how is he broke?
I mean, listen, I think he deserves what he gets. So fuck him.
Yeah, but being broke is only the tip of the iceberg. Here. Like I need more to happen, yo. I need. You understand what I'm saying? Nah, some torturous first. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
cool.
yeah,
that's fair.
Death's too easy at first. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Voice, who was your winner for this week, sir?
I hate to break the move, but I had to do this.
Loser. I'm sorry.
Loser. Yeah. I'm gonna give this to this woman by the name of Stephanie Adams.
Okay.
She was a former Playboy centerfold model. She had a big custody battle with her estranged husband. She wanted to go to Europe. She was denied because the estranged husband would not sign and agree to it. So she decided to jump off of a 25th floor building with her 7-year-old son.
Yeah,
Doing
definitely
something like that. I'm sorry, you cannot be a parent and live with yourself, even in afterlife, if there's such a thing, knowing that you took a child's life away and did not give him an option of choice or anything like that. That child could have changed my life, could have changed my son's life, could have changed everybody's life. And now, because of that, you take an opportunity. So, I think that you should rot wherever you go after all this is said and done.
Boy, am I depressed now. Man, Crystal.
It had to be mentioned.
All right, Crystal, who is your loser for this week?
I don't know what this lady's name is, honestly. So I'm totally.
I'm just going to close my eyes through this whole thing. She's so disgusting.
This lady, apparently,
I guess warning.
Right,
warning.
Yes, if you're eating right now,
if you're eating,
and I never, you know, guys, I don't have nasty whatever, but this lady needs it. Like, so she walks in. I guess she's telling the barista that she needs to use the bathroom. The barista probably says to her, "If you don't buy anything, I can't assist you."
This is a Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim Hortons.
This is Tim Hortons. People think Starbucks.
Right.
Tim Hortons.
No, it was. Yeah.
Okay, so now cut to the clip.
All right, this is she's complaining with the
She's arguing with him,
arguing with the cashier. Heated argument. Somebody else is there watching this whole thing. All right, seemed pretty harmless so far.
Right. She gets tissues.
She gets tissues. All right.
She's arguing.
No.
Right.
Okay.
At this point, out of
right.
Wait.
And she throws it at him.
Oh my God!
Touch everything. Whole lot of pink eye going on there.
Yo, and then walks out.
Whole lot of pink eye.
Bro. That is the most disgusting thing I think I have seen in a very long time.
The shitting part is one thing, but for you to actually use your own hand and pick it up
and throw it
at somebody,
wow,
is the ultimate.
And I hope that they arrest her because that is definitely assault.
Ultimate.
Like, that's disgusting.
Ultimate.
My loser.
Like, could you imagine?
My loser for this week are my eyes because I have to watch that disgusting
that
shit.
lunch I was thinking about. Yes.
Yuck.
I'm sorry, guys. You know I never do that, but she definitely deserved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, man, that was
that actually was pretty
nasty. How do you
nasty.
throw that at somebody? That's disgusting.
Over what? Coffee?
No,
Trinimon says that's mad gross.
Oh, she wants to use the bathroom.
I think that's the problem. She wants to use the bathroom. He probably was like,
he probably was like,
no.
Mr. Captain Obvious.
Yes, thank you. My loser this week goes out to obviously the shooter out in Texas, but I think more has come out with the story. Apparently, a motive behind the shooting was because I guess he was trying to ask out a girl continuously, and she kept denying it, and finally she had to be a little bit rude and embarrass them. And I think he took that a little bit too far and proceeded to, unfortunately, take 10 lives.
Was she one of the people that he killed?
I believe so. So it's in the story, it says the mother of one of the 10 people killed at a Texas high school said her daughter recently rejected the romantic advances of the 17-year-old charged in the shooting.
Let me read some of these comments, and I apologize. It's actually about Crystal's loser here. My B says she's sick. Zig says, wow, she's got to die for this. Gouda says Neanderthal flow.
Yeah, definitely.
Erica says she's got to go. That's the last day of her life.
Yeah.
Sweet Mama, my beloved Sweet Mama, says time to kill.
Yeah, it was pretty disgusting.
Gouda says public health violation. Your wife says gross.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Danielle says gross, and your wife has the
gross
face. Yes. And Danielle says they got to close down for a while.
Yeah, they
But
do.
you guys, you imagine if that touched you? Oh,
Like-
my God.
like residue.
Oh,
just-
my God.
Oh, man.
And she peed after, so it's wet.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, let's not break it down. Let's not break down the ingredients here, but
Yeah. What was in the shake? All right, voice.
Thanks, I appreciate that. I'll be putting this away now.
Yeah. Voice, your shout out, sir.
Shout outs to, I don't even know who to shout out. No, thank you, Preach.
Yeah.
Shout outs to you for that. Shout outs to Oceanside. Shout outs to Miss Barbie, Mr. Hunter. Shout out to my mom and father in the house, my sister. Shout outs to Mr. Trinimon.
Trinimon.
Yes. I'll be
Hi, Trinimon.
seeing you.
He don't want to hear from you.
Oh, yeah, he said hello in spirit.
Yes.
I'll be seeing you in a couple.
Oh, we're gonna see Trinimon?
We're going to see Trinimon.
And the pup?
And well, I don't know if he's going to let us see the pup ever again.
Yo, he doesn't get in your car without the pup. I'm telling you now. So.
All right, Crystal, your
Got
shout
it.
outs.
I actually want to shout out you guys today. Today, I feel like we had a great conversation, and
Yes.
I feel like it was definitely one of the best we've had in a
And
long time.
Bullshit, we've had better because that shit thing.
And
Yes.
we learned a little bit more about Malcolm X today. So the more you know.
We'll leave that
Vito,
offline.
your shout out.
We'll leave that offline.
Your
If y'all
shout
want to
outs.
know people, do your research, okay? Yeah.
Nah, hit me up. I'll be glad to tell y'all. Just don't have the Shabazz of them trying to sue me. But anyway,
no, don't worry.
oh yes. Shout
Armored
out.
car maybe for you, maybe?
Shout out to Sweet Mama. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it. I think we gotta.
We gotta get out of here.
Shout out to the viewers, the listeners,
Oh,
the
it's 3 minutes
callers.
late.
We
So
appreciate y'all.
Oh, are the virgins that do the show behind us? Are they
No,
doing their show?
leave them alone, man. Nah, they're good,
Big
man.
Bang Theory?
See?
Get out of
He's
here,
talked about
man.
shootings that happened in Texas.
Yeah, right. See?
I know, right?
First person-
Because I called them a virgin, they should kill me.
Yes, that's what happened to that dude.
That's what happened.
Hey,
She said no.
Fuck them one-legged virgins.
Yo,
I said
oh
it,
my
please.
God.
Anyway.
Armored car for every one of
Oh, they
us,
tried
okay?
to shit on me to my face.
Armored car for every one of us, even you.
What?
Bulletproof car.
Mike-
We got
Michael.
one left.